right now.
Make sure you're sharing the screen.
Oh, yo, you're right, you're right. Gee, you know, like,
Yeah.
you know, last episode 8, for like an hour and a half, we weren't sharing the screen.
Oh, hey.
Yo, so for like an hour and a half, it was just like
People had no clue what was going
literally
on.
us yapping with
Imagine
no actual
no
theater
context.
showing. Yeah, no content showing.
How
It's
much
just like
people has watched the podcast?
68. Anyways,
Oh, that's pretty good.
yeah, it's pretty
Anyways,
good.
yeah.
Yep, we're pretty much live right now. Just give me a sec. Just do a quick test. Can you guys see the tier list?
Yep.
Alright, me.
You see on the video.
Yeah, just checking it on the YouTube if I can see it as well.
Right.
Okay. Good to go. Just gonna do a quick intros. Let's see. Hanzo.
Yo,
Who are you? And what's your favorite anime?
hey everyone, Honzo here. I'm from South Auckland. Favorite anime is probably Erased, if you've seen it.
Erased.
Never heard.
Give us a
Yeah.
quick.
Never heard it.
Give us a quick rundown of that.
Oh, so it's about a guy that can time travel back into the past and he tries to save his old schoolmates that were kidnapped and killed. It's a bit of a mindfuck, but fuck, it's pretty good.
It
Is it
sounds
like
alright.
is it a recent one? Like really
Oh,
new, or is it like years ago now?
2015-ish, I want to say.
2015. Oh, that's pretty.
Yeah.
That's like middle-ish.
Yeah.
And what's the? Erase is the last thing you watched, right?
No,
Erase. No. Okay. What's the last thing you watched then?
probably Fire Force earlier
Force.
today. Yeah.
Fire Force.
Oh, nice. Okay, and Adam, what about you?
Yo,
What's the last thing you've watched?
the last thing I watched is
Yo,
still Solo Leveling.
still Solo Leveling. So you haven't actually
Oh, yeah,
watched
Solo
anything
Leveling.
since? Yo,
No.
well, I've actually just finished binging Vinland Saga. Remember how I told you like
Oh, true.
last week it was like I watched the first episode and just like gave up because it looked boring as
Yep.
a. But I actually finished today. It's actually really
Season
good.
1 is called.
Surprisingly.
Season
Nah, season 2 is really good though. Like there's not a lot of
I picked-
action, but it's
it picks up.
pretty. I would say it's still peak. It's really good.
You reckon?
Yo, it's actually good, man. Like I think what you call it? The direction
Is the writing
is
that's
unique. Yeah, the writing is pretty good, but it's unique because like he goes on
the thing that I
full Naruto mode, and like
Yeah,
I
but
think
the thing
it's pretty convincing. Like I think it's good.
yeah, but season 1 you have more like history and lore, so I enjoy that.
Yeah. Anyways, since that's out of the way,
Now we're on to Bleach.
now we're on to Bleach. So we've all like pretty much caught up to 1,000-Year Blood War, right?
Yeah, has anyone read the manga here?
Nah,
Nah.
just anime only.
I've seen panels.
Have you read the
I've
manga?
seen
Adam?
panels.
I've seen some.
Well, I've
panels.
seen panels, yeah, but I haven't read it like fully. But
Yeah,
the
like-
art is peak. I'll say that.
Because
Yeah.
like I've been spoiled somewhat because people say like the ending is actually like dog shit. It's like really rushed and bad.
All right.
That's
Yep.
what I've
That's
like.
why.
That's the extent of what I've been told or I've heard.
Yeah,
Apparently,
I think that's why. Do
it's
you know
some
Kubo?
bullshit that happens at the end. What's
Yeah, I
that?
think that's why Kubo. He's like fully. He's invested in the anime, so he's like adding anime like canon
yeah.
to the story.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Gee, not gonna lie, bro. The new arc, the animation looks fucking beautiful, eh? Like it looks so good.
Brilliant.
Yo, kind of hope like I don't know if Hanzo, do you watch Boruto or do you like Boruto? Or you
Not
think
at
it's
all, bro.
not at all?
Not at all.
Well, if it comes back and it looks like that, I think it'll it'll pop off.
If it
Because
doesn't,
it's the animation,
if it
bro.
doesn't
Like
look like that,
if it doesn't look as good as Bleach, then I think it's a waste
we
of
don't
time
want.
bringing it back. Yeah,
Yeah,
just
throw it in the bin if
throw
it
that
doesn't
shit
look
back
like
in the
that.
trash, bro.
That's it.
Anyways, that's like literally off topic. So first arc
Yep.
of Bleach. I don't think this is in order because this
It's
shouldn't
not.
be first.
Yeah.
Okay, from memory, I think the first arc is Agent of Shinigami arc. Do you guys remember the first part
Yeah,
of the
the one
arc? Where do
I
you guys
do.
reckon? Where do you guys reckon it?
Yeah, it is that one because that's his first sword, is it not?
This one right here. I
Pretty sure it is.
honestly
And it
think.
says one
Wants-
right there.
No, yeah, it is. It is. It is.
Uh,
It's like the intro arc before they invade Soul Society. Gee, not gonna lie, this first arc was pretty mid, in my opinion.
Who wants to talk about it first?
Yeah. So, anybody know like the plot or the synopsis? Whatever.
I remember it like kind
The
of.
first episode. What about the
So, shall I-
first episode?
Like,
Like,
explain it?
yeah, I
Yeah.
think first episode, Ichigo's. I think it shows a
Basically,
flashback of his
yeah.
mom dying, right?
I think
No,
And
no,
then the
yeah,
fish hook.
his mom
fish
dying
hook.
to the Grand Fisher. Yeah.
Yeah. And then this is
Yeah.
when
So
Rukia.
basically, it's it.
Yep, keep going.
Well, you want to talk?
You can.
Or shall I say?
Yeah, you can go.
Basically, Ichigo can see ghosts, and then that's when he sees Rukia, and he shouldn't be able to see her. So he sees her, and then remember she gets injured by is it the hollow?
Yeah, just a normal.
And then she
hollow.
stabs Ichigo. Yeah, she stabs him, transfers her power into him. He becomes a substitute Soul Reaper, and then he starts obviously like because Rukia loses her powers, he has to like get rid of the hollows now for Karakura Town.
Yep. And
That's
then yeah, so honestly, like everything up to Byakuya pulling up. Remember when he sees Ichigo for the first time?
with the Renji, yeah.
Yeah. Oh no,
Yeah.
was it
Yeah.
Renji or Byakuya? Or both?
It was both of them. It was
That's both of them, eh?
Yeah.
And then they
Yeah.
just like whooped his ass or something, eh? They came to take back Rukia, right? Is that what happened?
Yeah.
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 Honestly,
So they
from
can
The
execute
thing
her,
is-
I think.
everything about this arc, I don't even remember besides the first episode and everything leading up to Byakuya. Like,
So I
honestly,
remember when
wait, let me just
when
Google it
Uryu
real
was
quick.
introduced.
Yeah, I
First
googled it as well. I'm on the
arc.
first episode, skipping through.
First arc of Bleach. Because, bro, honestly, it was so mid. I don't remember.
I think it was.
It was so
I
boring.
think it was alright.
You
I
reckon?
think it was alright. in my opinion.
It was
Yeah.
alright, to be honest.
It was a good like. It was a decent introduction. It wasn't like Naruto. It wasn't like AOT level. It's
Nah,
like
screw it.
it's gripping. But the thing is, it introduces like the characters. You
Yeah.
have Ichigo. You have Uryu. You have what's his name? Chad. Orihime.
Oh, yeah, that's
Rukia.
right.
You-
The second episode introduced Uryu, and then they had that challenge. You know how who can cure the most hollows, and
Yeah.
they
That-
did.
I think,
that
was
was-
that
That
the
was,
episode?
I think-
nah, that was quite far
That
away
was like
from
further down.
Oh, really?
That was
Yeah.
further down.
Actually,
Yeah.
that episode I liked. And then
That was a good episode.
they attracted the Menos Grandes, eh?
Yeah.
The big one
Yeah,
with
yeah.
You guys,
White
anything
face.
else you guys remember from that arc? 'Cause that's the only thing that pops up.
I'm
That's
pretty
why-
sure.
I remember
honestly,
the Grand
in
Fisher.
that-
That's why I think it's mid, bro. Unless you guys want to.
So
put
remember
it
when-
decent.
When Ichigo went to his do you know where his mom died? Like by
Mhm.
the pool or the lake. So he went there and he fought that Grand Fisher.
Oh, that's right,
Because I
with
think-
Rukia.
Yeah, he attacked his sisters.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. And
That
there's
was
also
a decent episode. You
okay.
get some lore with his mom and all that. You get introduced to that, which was good.
Yeah. And then there was the Orihime one, eh? Remember? Where I think it was like the brother or something. The deceased brother of Orihime
Oh, yeah.
Came
yeah,
back
That
to-
was
remember
actually pretty good, actually.
Yeah.
came back to haunt her
Yeah.
and shit.
Yeah.
Actually,
But the
so
thing is,
what
you
do you
don't
guys
get-
reckon? Is that
Season one's
decent?
pretty decent when you
It's
reckon,
decent.
when you think
I
about
think
it.
it's-
Yeah.
Okay,
I think it's decent.
decent.
We'll see at the end, like
Yeah.
if it can stay there or it has to go down.
Okay, fair enough.
For now, decent.
For now, decent.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Second arc. It has to be this one, Soul Society. Eh? Honestly, I'm gonna leave it on great for now.
Great arc. Great arc.
But
Yeah.
No,
do you reckon it should
I
be
think
peak? Do you
I think
reckon
it
It
should be
should be
peak.
peak.
peak?
I think it should be
Okay,
peak.
why?
For me, it's the best arc in Bleach, and
Nah, that's
the
cap.
reason why.
There's no way.
No, the
Okay.
reason why it's the best arc, and firstly, you get introduced to the captains. So Renji and Byakuya. Obviously, Renji, we don't care about him, but Byakuya, like, what a goat. And then was then Urahara who rescues Ichigo, and then he trains him. That was a good part.
Urahara or
And then
was it
Uh,
the
it
lady?
was
was
the
Kisuke.
cat
What's her name?
lady.
Uki
No.
what's
Yukio.
the
No, not
Ukiyo?
The cat, Yoruichi.
You literally skipped
Yoruichi,
like
that's
couple
it.
arcs. Yeah,
No, she trains him for the
Yoruichi.
Bankai, but that's
Yeah.
after. So
Oh,
Alright.
so Urahara rescues him. Are you?
he rescues him, and then he teaches him about Zangetsu, which was his
Oh, yeah,
what's his
yeah.
yeah.
Yeah. And that's
He
the first
teaches him
time we
about that.
see like the hollow anime. Remember
Yeah.
Yeah,
he does like
yeah.
training and then like
Yeah.
his hollow comes out for the first time.
Is that the guy with the one who looks like Yuhabaha? That's that
Yeah.
one.
It is him, is
Yeah,
it not?
that's Zangetsu.
Yeah.
Yeah,
We
that's
find
Zangetsu.
that out.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. So okay, what's your highlights of this arc then, Adam? Like what are your
The highlight,
peak moments?
right? The best moment for me is Aizen. So like finding out his reveal,
Oh yeah.
because obviously, unless you were spoiled or unless you saw it before, you couldn't predict that. That was,
Yeah,
I'd say, it was
fully.
one of the best plot twists.
In Bleach or in general?
In
I'd say in general,
general.
but
In
I'd say
general?
in general.
Okay.
Yeah. That
I
big
have to
brain
say,
move.
I mean, yeah.
and you see all the captains. You see the captains fighting. All the fights are brilliant as well. So Ichigo, he fights. Who does he fight? He fights Renji like twice. I
Yeah.
think he fights Kenpachi. He fights
Yeah.
Byakuya
Yeah.
twice.
Mm.
There's just some of the best fighting that you see in Bleach. Obviously, it's not like choreographed the best, but
Yeah.
you see like the power levels, you see everything like that.
Okay. What about you, Nux? Hanzo?
Yeah, I
What's your
support the
favorite?
bro.
Nah. What's your take though? Like, what's your favorite moment, and why is it peak, or why
Probably,
is this whole arc peak?
probably when Aizen died, eh?
Oh yeah.
Like you wouldn't think that he like
Yeah.
planned that.
It was a
And
shock.
then
It was shocking. It
what's his
like
name? Yeah, it was shocking, yes. And I didn't expect him to come back
yeah.
later on because I thought
Mm.
the bro was nice. Turns out the bro was the villain the whole time. Yeah,
Exactly.
and all the
And
fighting scenes were pretty good too.
so why is this arc peak then? Like, give me a reason why you think this arc should be peak and not just great.
Because it just sets up the whole enemy on a good step, you know.
Okay.
Yep.
Yeah, I can
Like you can't
agree.
really just
I can agree it should be on peak, but we should go with some of like the moments. So like for example, do you reckon Ichigo he ran through this arc just too easily, or he was just like
Um,
he was going through like villains one after the other too quickly. So like
yeah,
first he's fighting what, uh, Renji. Oh no, not even
yeah.
Renji. First he's fighting like the lower like just the
Yeah,
second.
he fought.
Didn't he fight the
Then
guy
he
with
fought.
the bold guy?
He fought
The
the
bold guy.
gatekeeper, so the person who was protecting the Soul Society first. He fought him. Then he fought Gin, because remember Gin used his Shikai, and
And I
he
wouldn't count
sent
that as a
Ichigo
fight
out.
though. Yeah, no. No, I'm talking about like a
Yeah.
full on fight and he won.
Oh,
So he beat
oh,
that bold guy, right? The
oh yeah,
second seed?
Ikaku,
Ikaku,
Ikaku.
yes. He
Yeah,
beat him. So he was like what, second seed? And then he went to go fight
yeah, but
Renji, beat him,
yeah,
and then he went to go
yeah.
fight a captain. Like literally in the same in the same arc, he's already fighting captains. Like what do you feel like, Don't you think it's a little bit like too convenient or just Cap.
I think he he
'Cause-
did have plot armor. There's no doubt about
The plot armor
But
in
the
this
thing is-
arc was crazy. Because he's fighting
the thing is,
captains
if
like
you,
pretty quickly. Whereas like some
Yep.
animes, you gradually build to that level. Ichigo just like
yeah,
he's fighting everybody, everyone. Which
if
is
you
kind of like, if you think about it, it's like I don't know if you should be beating Kenpachi. Do you know what I mean?
but in the long haul, it explains it though, because if you
Yeah.
look at, do you know, Thousand Year Blood War, and then you learn about his like other
His family,
other
yeah.
powers,
Yeah.
then you know why he was captain level in that moment as well, and
Fair
what
enough.
like techniques he was using. So he was
Yeah.
using, was it Blue Gun to like recover? Was using
Blue
that.
Vein. Now I don't think he was using that back in the arc, unless you can show me.
I think he was.
He was? Because
Yeah,
so like
I think there was
I don't know
like
if we should be
scan or
talking about
something.
it and in this part, but I know what you're talking about. Like I thought he activated Blue Vein once he got imprisoned in the in Hueco Mundo. I know it's
Mm.
like we won't talk about that. We'll get to that. Yeah. Anyways,
Yeah, forget about
so what do you think about what I said, Nuku? You think it's a bit cap how Ichigo was like running through everybody?
Yeah, it is plot armor.
It's
it
like
is.
crazy, bro.
Yeah.
Like honestly, even when I was first watching it, I was thinking like, damn, like how the hell is he just smashing everybody? Like going through like second, like lieutenants, and then
Yeah,
second,
but if you
like
if
third
you do
commanders and
bring in the fact
lieutenants and then
that
captains. He's just going through everybody, bro.
the fact he got his Bankai in 3 days as well, and like captains, it takes like hundreds of years to
Yeah.
activate like even a
Straight
Bankai,
up.
and then a Bankai,
They tell
and he
you
just
like
gets it straight up.
they tell you in the arc, oh, it takes years for
Yeah.
someone to unlock their bunker, and then Ichigo does it in a couple
Yeah.
of days. Like, come on, man.
But I think the enjoyment overrides the fact that obviously there's a bit of plot convenience. So
Yeah.
that I'd still like stick it in peak.
yeah,
like
and when Yoruichi, the cat,
Yeah.
when she changes back into her girl form, that was peak.
Oh, for sure.
That's
For that,
That was
Nuku,
a gift
that's
out of the
going
whole
straight in
anime.
peak, bro. For that, that's going
that.
straight in peak.
Oh,
Nah. Well, yeah, I think, like, in terms of like the moments in it, I think it was a peak arc. Like, there were a lot of
exactly.
peak. Like, so, I think my favorite moment will probably be Byakuya versus Ichigo. I think that was the best fight in the arc.
Yeah,
No,
he
no, the
activates
last
the
one.
Bankai.
Yeah, no, when he so
Oh.
when he activates Bankai, Ichigo goes into like Hollow, like the
Oh
mask.
yeah. That was a good
Yeah.
one.
That was clearly the best fight.
Yeah.
And like the scene when Aizen blocks Ichigo's sword with his finger. He's just like,
Ooh, that was a good one.
yeah, he just like
And
literally
then
just stops it with his finger, like, bro. That's crazy.
yeah, and then when you learn that was it Aizen, he has the Hogeku, and then he gets it from Rukia, and then you
Yeah.
understand that he's been like plotting the whole time.
Yeah. We don't actually get that review like onto the Arrancar, like how he planned everything. Is that what you're
Oh
referring
yeah,
to?
that comes that
So
stuff.
like, at the
Yeah.
moment, we just don't know. Like we just think that he just took the Hyogoku.
But we do
And
see his
just-
ability though.
Yeah,
Was
yeah,
it
yeah.
Kyoka Suigetsu?
Oh,
We
yeah,
see
that
that.
scene too when he revealed his ability.
Yeah.
You know, everybody thought
Yeah.
that his ability was ice, but all
Mm.
along he
And
was just manipulating everyone to think that, while it was just
I also enjoyed the part where like was it Gin, because Gin was working with Aizen and them two, they were having like a fake beef, and then you saw like they were basically like plotting the whole time, and they had like the whole Soul Society, they had them like terrified.
yeah.
I just think it was
Yeah, good
great
point.
writing with the Aizen.
Well, anyways, moving on. The next arc. I
Mm.
think these are done by chapters, eh? So like chapter 1, chapter 9. Am I right?
Yeah,
I don't know why it's numbered weird. Must be
must be.
chapter numbers. So I
The
think
next arc was a filler arc, wasn't it?
nah,
Remember the bounty arc?
I don't think these are covering. We're not covering fillers. Fuck for this.
Oh, that's good.
So
Ban
I
arc
think
is straight.
the next arc is this one, Arrancar Arrival. I think.
Yeah, but was
Yeah, it
it
should be.
So at the moment, I'm just
Yami
gonna
and
put it in
Ulquiorra?
great. Is this like how many episodes is this arc? Wait, let me Google it. How many episodes is this? Arrancar the Arrival arc.
The Arrival arc isn't that long. I'm sure that's about like what 20
Arrancar
episodes.
the Arrival arc. Okay.
What does it say?
Agent of Shinigami,
That's
1 to 20.
it.
Soul Society, 21 to 41. Soul Society, the Rescue arc. So I think this is it.
Now that's the Soul Society. Yeah, split into two.
Oh, okay,
We've
I
done
see.
basically.
We've already done that, then, eh? The Bound arc? Nope, not that.
That arc is filler. Forget that crap.
There. So it's from 110 to 131.
Yeah,
So
21 episodes.
yeah. Rankiku. Urahara's decision. Anyways, do you guys remember what episodes it
Yeah,
covers? I think
yeah, I
it's
remember
just
this.
when
I remember it quite well.
from the time Yami and Ukiyo arrive to the time
Yep.
Orihime um has to say goodbye to everyone, eh? And then she
Yeah,
kisses
yeah.
Ichigo. Is that
You,
this arc?
yeah, you also see the Vizards, and then you see Grimjow as well. So that's part of this arc.
Oh, true. So we meet
So I think,
Grimjaw for the first time, eh?
yeah,
Okay. So I honestly I think it's great. I don't think it's peak
I,
because
I agree with that.
there's no
Yeah,
peak moments. Like besides
yeah,
what Grimjaw versus Ichigo the first time
yeah.
when he gives him like beats his ass up like in the bloody like
Yeah.
street basically. What about you, Nonix? What's your take?
Oh,
You think it
I
should
luckily
be?
forgot about that one.
But you remember the scenes, right? Like of the episodes where Grimjaw versus Ichigo, and then Yami and Ukiyo versus Ichigo and their friends, and they all get like,
Is that where all the captains pull up to the city?
nah, bro, that's way ahead.
Oh,
You're talking about the
yeah,
Arrancar
no, I
invasion.
can't remember this arc. Eh?
It's when Ichigo he gets like an ass whooping from Yami.
Yeah, Yami and Ulquiorra,
Ukiyo, remember?
basically,
It's the first.
they
It's the
jump him.
first. Yeah, they jump him and everyone else.
This
Like,
is where he trains with the Vizards as well. So he trains with them, and
hey,
then
is this arc
he,
as well? Not after.
yeah, he controls his do you know the mask power? Was it the Shinigami or something?
Ah, okay, yeah, and then he goes to
This
like the he goes to the hideout and it's like the garage or
yeah,
something, the warehouse, and then they
this
do
is
that
when you
training.
realize
Oh,
yeah
Yami's the
that
big guy with the bone jewelry.
Yeah.
yeah
Oh, yeah, I remember this one. Gee,
The
that
one
part was
who's
mean.
the one
he was
who's
number
He,
10.
he's not he's 10,
Was it
but like
Espada?
yeah, he's number 10.
Yeah,
yeah, I
But
reckon
anyways,
it's
yeah,
it's a great,
I think
great one.
it's great. Like honestly, I'm like low key want to put it in decent because I will even grade
no,
this.
I think it's great. So the reason why I think it's great, you see Ulquiorra, you
Yep.
see Grimjow, you see the Vizards, you see what's his name? Is it Shinji?
Shinji, yeah. He's my favorite
Yeah,
advisor
yeah,
actually.
blonde hair.
Yeah,
Yeah, blonde hair. And then he fights Grimjow as well, and then Ichigo fights him as well.
yeah.
That was quite good.
Mm.
And then you also see, because remember, was it Ishida? He lost his powers when he fought. What's that? What's that captain's name? He fought him in Soul Society.
Yeah. Uh,
Yeah. So
I forgot his
and then
name.
you see his dad.
The clown doctor guy, eh?
Yeah.
The mad scientist guy.
Kurosuchi.
Creepy guy.
Yeah,
Kurosuchi.
Kurotsuchi, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, great.
So you see that, and you see his dad, that was a good moment as well.
Hmm.
Yeah. So great's good.
Okay. Next arc. Let's see.
Sneak entry.
I think it's this one, eh?
Yeah.
This
The
one.
No,
Hueco
sneak
Mundo.
entry.
Eh?
Yeah.
Oh, sneak and oh, this is when they actually get in to Hueco Mundo.
Yeah.
Okay. Bruh, it's hard to tell what episodes these cover, eh?
I would
Arrancar,
put this down to
the
these.
Hueco Mundo. Can I copy this shit? Oh shit. Oh, no, this one. It's okay.
If Ichigo fights, what's it, Grimjaw in this arc and Ulquiorra, then it's
Is this the
peak.
fight?
But
Yeah, is this the fight with Ulquiorra and Ichigo fight? Is this the arc or is it later on?
I think it's later on, eh?
I think that's later on.
Wait, let's see then. So there's Hueco Mundo entry arc, and then Arrancar the fierce
Yeah, I
one.
think that's the one.
This is the one, eh? This is the.
Yeah,
I know this one. This
yeah,
one.
that.
This is the one with because this
Oh,
is
yeah.
with the
Oh, that's Noitora. Yeah,
yeah
and then
Noitora versus Noun. So I think this one will cover
yeah.
Grim Ulquiorra and them and his death.
So I'd put the arrival. I'll put the arrival one in decent. Then I wouldn't put it in.
Yeah,
great.
because yeah, exactly. I would put it in mid, low key. Because like
Yeah,
okay, what happens? Like I think it's the one. It's the fights where you get all those like those like
you get the rejects, don't you?
yeah, the
The rejects
rejects.
of the
Yeah, you get the
Espada.
rejects of Hueco Mundo.
And also we had like 5 episodes of them like running around in the desert.
Rejects.
That was crap.
No, it was I don't know what there's a term for. I think they used to be Arrancars, but then they lost their positions.
And they were hollows. And
Nah,
then remember because
they were Arrancars, but they lost their positions. Isn't that?
they got demoted.
Yeah, they got demoted basically.
Yeah.
One of them was
So
like that
basically
that gay that buff gay dude who dressed like a lady. The dark guy. You remember that guy? You
I
remember
don't-
that one?
I think I do.
Yeah,
I don't
that
remember
big.
that.
I think you don't remember that. I'm trying to remember who that guy fought. Okay, wait up. Let me Google that real quick.
I think I destroyed it from my memory.
Gee, it was just like this buff dude, eh?
I don't want-
Arrancar
Yeah, I don't want to remember that.
rejects. Let me just show you. It's
sounds mad.
funny, bro.
Is sneak entry the one with
This guy.
Byakuya and
Yeah, this is the
Kenpachi?
like.
And that's after. They come after.
No, this is the arc. Ah, damn it. These guys. So they fight these guys. So this is the guy I was talking about. I don't know what his name is. You know, you see it?
It
Yeah.
says it there.
Yo.
Jin Ka. Who the hell?
I don't know. But like, I think who fights this guy? Do you guys remember who fights this guy?
Probably Chad or someone.
Chad? Oh, anyways, doesn't matter.
I'm not
so
sure.
yeah, I'm gonna put that shit in mid, bro. Because the next
I'll
arc,
agree with that.
I think the
Yeah,
next
I
arc
agree.
is going in peak then. Because this covers what now there's Nitora. I think Ulquiorra versus Ichigo.
Yeah, so it starts off. Doesn't it start off with Ichigo fighting Ulquiorra first, and then Ichigo gets destroyed.
Yeah.
Then Orihime heals him. He has to fight Grimjaw. He beats Grimjaw. Then was it Noitora? He comes back, and then he fights, and then that's when the captains come and they save him.
Right.
Because
That's when they fight Yami, eh?
Yeah, that's when
Kenpachi saves
Kenpachi and
Kenpachi saves
Byakuya.
Ichigo, and then Yami saves Rukia. No, not Yami. What's his name? Byakuya. He saves Rukia. And then Kurosuchi? He saves Renji and he saves Ishida.
Oh yeah. Kurosuchi fights the other mad scientist and he like gives him a serum.
What's that woman captain? I forgot her name.
Unohana?
The medic.
Oh,
Unohana. Yeah, she arrives as well. She saves Chad in this arc.
Oh, how about that scene where Ichigo was like, I don't think Chad will lose to anyone. Then he goes and fights what's his name? The one who becomes the head captain, Shinji. Remember Ichigo had
Shinji.
Ichigo had that moment was like Chad won't lose. But then like Chad is literally like the most useless like main
Low key,
character.
yeah.
Bro, he does fuck all, bro.
Straight up.
He's like
He's the
in the
he's the
first
keeper of Bleach.
he's the keyboard Bleach straight up. I remember like in the first arc, right? He was like this tough dude and like you know how that power pole was some shit like
A beam
Yeah.
fell on him,
some
eh?
beam fell on him from like 5, 6, 7 stories high and he just tanked
Yeah.
that shit like it was nothing, bro. I was thinking that guy would be like dangerous or like important, but bro, that guy does nothing, bro.
Now, I
And
like his
he's got the
moveset though.
coolest name too. He's
Classical.
got the coolest nickname as well. His
Yeah,
nickname is
Don
Chad.
Diablo and all
Yeah, but that's not any,
that.
like his name, bro. His name is like
Yeah,
Diablo, whatever. But his nickname is
his
Chad,
moveset's good.
which is
Yeah.
crazy because like he does look like a Chad, but he does fuck all in the show. To be honest. Anyways,
Right, back to the arc.
back to the arc. I think my most like the most underrated part of this arc is probably the Byakuya versus the guy with the eyes.
Yeah, that was a good fight.
That was a fire ass fight, bro. Do you remember that, Lux?
No.
Let me
Gee, I haven't watched these in like 10 plus years.
He makes light work
Byakuya
easy.
versus Espada.
What?
This guy.
Oh, that ugly guy. Yeah, yeah,
Yo, that fight was fire, bro.
yeah. That was on.
Like,
That was a
I
good
think,
fight.
bro, the whole time, Byakuya was like trolling him. He was
Yeah.
just like,
Yeah, he was in form
he
with
was just flexing,
Yeah.
bro. It was just like this guy literally rage quit. Like he just rage quit
Yeah.
and like basically, fucking just gave up low key.
So is this arc the second Ulquiorra fight, or is that the next arc?
Is
I
there
think
a
that's
next
the next
arc?
part.
Bruh,
Yeah,
there's
it's right
no
there.
way. This one.
Arrancar downfall, is it not?
Oh yeah.
Nah, it will
I
probably
think
be
that
this
is-
one. You see this?
Yeah. All right. We'll
Bro,
talk
I'm
about
so
that after.
confused, bro. Why is it split into like different mini arcs? It should be one arc, low key.
Oh, apparently Fierce Fight is before Arrancar versus Shinigami.
Bruh.
Was-
So this arc here is the Ukiura fight, right? And this one here is like these ones, the rejects.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
I reckon
Yeah,
put that in
let's
ass.
fix it, yeah. Okay, we'll put this in S. And this one will stay in peak, right? So this, what episodes does this cover? Is it like the Ukiura fight as well?
Is that where Ichigo goes into his Vasto Lode form?
Yeah,
Is
that's
that
what I
that one?
mean. Yeah, is it this part? Or is it
Yeah, that's
this?
peak fiction.
Yeah, I think that shows peak. Low key, probably the best transformation in the big three. Low key. What do you reckon? Ichigo's
I'd
Buster Lord.
Yeah, I think I'd agree with that, but I like the Mugetsu one. I like that one better. But this one is like
You
up
reckon?
there.
Honestly, I like this one better than Mugetsu.
Do you?
It just looks cooler and it's more menacing because he's just like enraged.
He dies.
He's
Dark, doesn't it? Yeah.
Ichigo, yeah, he does. He gets like he gets made into a donut by
Yeah.
Ukiura.
And I love Ulquiorra is I think he's like a top tier villain.
Yeah.
Like
Yo.
the antagonist Ichigo, he's up there.
Oh yeah, and another thing, you guys reckon Ukiura should be like number one? He should be number one Espada?
Nah.
Or you think it's because like
Easily.
because
he
in the
had-
arc he says that no one else knows his second resurrection. So
yeah,
all the
a second
numbers,
form.
so all the numbers are
Right.
based on the first resurrection, but Ukiura has
Yeah,
another
so
one that no one knows about. So I think
That's it.
that implies that should be higher than he's numbered, right? And I think he
Yeah.
should be like number one. Because
Yeah.
like when you look at the the feats, so when he's fighting Vastalord, I feel like it's like way beyond the Shunzi stock. Like the explosions that Ukiura just fires off. Like to me, I think in terms of feats, I think Ukiura just looks stronger.
Yeah, to be fair, Yeah, styles make fights, so the AP and all that, like
Yeah,
the
exactly. Like
destructive capability,
he's got like
can have more of that. Yeah,
more AP or is
yeah,
it
I
AP
agree with that. Yeah,
or
attack
DP?
potency.
Oh yeah, attack potency. Like he's just like
Yeah,
spamming like settles and just destroying shit.
yeah,
Whereas Stark, I think Stark, I don't know, eh? In my opinion, he was kind of a letdown, but we'll get to that later.
yeah. He was. Yeah, we'll get to that after.
So yeah, what do you reckon, Luke? Do you think he should be number 1 or 2? I definitely
Yeah,
think he
well,
should be
yeah,
at
yeah.
least 2. Like you could argue he's 2,
Who's that,
but
Yuki Ora?
I reckon he should be 1.
Nah, yeah, when you put it like that, I reckon either 1 or 2. 1, probably closer to 1,
Mm.
just because the gun's strong as fuck. Like,
Yo, and cause like, bro, you should like when you look at the Bastalo form, bro, that shit was like, that shit was crazy, bro.
Yeah,
yeah.
and
Nah,
wasn't
well,
this the arc? Yeah, this was also when was it Yami? He goes from 10 to 0, and then he fights
Dude,
Byakuya and Kenpachi.
bro, that's the worst
What happened there?
transformation
didn't they
I've
make him?
ever seen, bro. The Yami one,
Yeah,
Yeah,
bro. That was
that's ugly as
so
fuck.
no, that it was so like not like required. Like it was just unnecessary. It was
Yeah, and
so
they slapped him
stupid,
around.
bro. Yo, like he just like I'm actually the strongest, and then it reveals that he's 0, and then he gets clapped.
yeah. They tried.
He gets
Yeah, they
clapped
tried to
like straight
imitate
after that.
Ulquiorra, and then, yeah,
Yeah,
it does.
yeah, yeah.
There was no like,
It
there was
just does.
nothing good about that.
It just doesn't feel right. Eh? Like there's no way he's stronger than like Nal or the other guy.
Exactly.
Like there's no way he's. I wouldn't even put him above Grimjaw and them. Like Grimjaw would whoop his
Yeah,
ass.
Yeah,
Like that shit just didn't even make sense. Eh? But it was good. It was fun because Ukiyoto and like Kenpachi, they were like trolling the whole time. They were like arguing. They
yeah.
were arguing. They were arguing more than actually fighting him. It was crazy. It was funny as. Anyways, I think we can move on now.
yeah.
Yep.
Next arc. I think, bro, I think this is
That's when
the.
I.
It's this arc, eh? This is when Ukiyoto dies. So Ukiyoto versus bro, that's what I mean. It's so confusing, bro. So
Yeah, it should be that, huh?
this one should be Ukiyoto versus Ichigo, and this one is probably just now versus Neotora.
Yeah,
And
yeah, yeah.
okay, so in my opinion,
Yeah, so we
I think this will go on top of the peak. This is second, and this is third. Anyways, I
Yeah,
think we've already talked about this like a lot.
yeah.
yeah,
Eh?
we
Like
have.
I think we should just move on. We've covered it.
Yeah.
The next arc, Soul Society Rescue arc. What?
Isn't it the fake Soul
No, Soul
Society?
Society was supposed to be right after, yeah, right after
I should have looked at
Soul Society
the
Sneak Entry.
uh
So
okay, no,
Sneak Entry,
yeah, we'll put sneak entry in decent. Oh, great, and
yeah,
we'll put the actual rescue in peak.
Sneak
Yeah.
Entry was just right up to,
Yeah, yeah,
it's just started at, the gate, I think,
yeah.
and ended it, yeah.
Okay,
Next one.
next one,
Isn't it
I
the fierce
think.
battle?
Uh, Now this is the one where they fight all the rejects. Well, that's what I'm assuming. So this is the fierce fight. I'm guessing. We'll leave that an S for the rejects.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay.
Oh,
Next one.
actually,
What?
Battle of the Karakura arc,
Battle of Kuru.
Arrancar.
This is the start of the war, of the invasion arc.
Yeah, that comes
Yeah,
Now
fake,
this is
before,
going in
yeah,
peak.
Downfall.
This is going in peak.
the fake Karakura town.
Yeah,
Yeah.
fake. So
Straight
this,
up.
in my opinion, is the greatest arc in Bleach. This arc.
Yo,
It's clearly the best.
Whoa.
It's way, in my opinion, it's way better than Soul Society. There's just so many peak moments.
Name a few then, and then we'll name a few then.
So basically when Aizen and them pull up, one,
Yep.
you know how they just open the gate and they
Yeah.
just all rock up. Aizen versus everyone. Like Aizen versus all the captains, and he's just cutting them all down.
Yeah.
that scene was peak. Aizen versus um Aizen versus Yamamoto. You know
Yeah,
how
Does it?
yeah Yamamoto traps him in the fire and they just go 1-on-1.
yeah.
Yeah.
That shit was peak. Is this before the past arc though? You know the arc where it shows how Shinji and them became the World Wizards.
Oh no.
Which one is first?
Past that
Because
comes first.
past
I
arcs
think
comes
yeah,
first.
past arc. Should
Okay. Oh well, we'll
we
put
talk
this in
about the
peak.
past arc?
Yeah, we'll talk about past arc first, and then we'll come to this.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
So in the past arc, um, we get to see Shinji and them first off, and how
Yeah,
Shinji
you learned
was
that the
his
vice.
captain. Like Shinji was the
Yeah, the
captain,
vice
and
were captains.
yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. So I
Oh yeah,
think
that's right. Yeah.
so. Shinji was a captain. The guy with the hand swords. What's his name? Kensei. Kensei was a captain.
Kensei. Yeah, Kensei.
Who else was a captain? Let's pull up what
You
the
had a few like
visors.
lieutenants and all that.
I'll pull
Yeah.
up visors. Visors. Visors Bleach. So this
Hinamori's girl. Yeah.
she was Urahara's
She was a
Urahara's
yeah,
lieutenant.
Yeah.
yeah, vice captain.
She
She was
this
Shunsui's vice captain. I remember her.
yeah, she was Shinsui's. Was this
Yeah.
guy a captain? He was a captain, eh?
I'm sure he was. I think he was Tosin. No, wasn't he? Was he Tosin's vice captain? I think he was one
Oh,
of them.
right.
The guy top right was a captain. No, he was
Oh
a
yeah,
vice captain. Top left was a captain.
yeah. He was a captain. Shinji was a
Yeah.
captain. She must
She
have been a
was
vice captain,
nah,
eh? Or she just
she
was.
must have. Yeah.
Okay. Let's
Who
see.
was the doctor?
The doctor. What do you mean? Oh, I
The
know
guy
the
who
one
was
you're talking
healing?
about. Nah, he was
Yeah,
so it was
the
him
one with
and
the frog.
Urahara. You know, him and Urahara were
Yeah.
working together. So
Oh yeah.
they also got banished. They got banished for because they got framed for turning Shinji and them into what do you call it?
Yeah. Remember they pulled up. They pulled up after, and
Yeah, they
then
pulled up
they
after and they
decided
got
to
the
join them.
blame. Yeah. No,
Yeah,
no. So they
they
got the
got
blame
dirty.
for turning Shinji and them into visors.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Yeah. So I
So
know the guy
this is
you're
where
talking
you
about.
learn. Yeah, this is where you learn about Aizen's like full scheme and
Yeah,
what
full
he's trying
schemes.
to do with
Yeah.
the Hogyuku, and then how he's trying to get Shinigami powers and is it
And hollow
Hollow
powers,
powers?
yeah, together.
Yeah, he's trying to mix them. And then
Yeah.
obviously this it went wrong in this one, wasn't it? So this one it went wrong.
Yeah.
And then he refined it, and that's how he got the Arrancars.
Mm.
So that's his like other version. But then um Ruhara saves him. So that
Yeah,
was a
yeah,
good
yeah.
moment.
Mm.
And then Urahara betrays the Soul Society. So you see that when he goes to the living world.
Yeah. Oh wait, he betrays the Society. What do you mean by that? I thought he just gets banished. Like, I mean,
Yeah, I'm sure
technically,
he.
they
Yeah,
believe that he betrays Soul Society, but it's more like he was framed. Aizen framed him.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
It wasn't more like he betrayed them, like. But
But
yeah,
he I wouldn't say he abandoned them, but like he decided to like focus on the Vizards and helping them, finding a way to like get rid of Aizen's like whole plot.
yeah.
So he started focusing on that more.
We'll just do a quick ranking of the visors. So who do you guys like the most? I think
Shinji's
Shinji.
the
it's
best.
Shinji, and then
Yeah.
When he fights, doesn't he fight Aizen in the arc that we were talking about, the other one?
yeah, he does.
Yeah, he
That's when he
does.
does his that was his Shikai, where
Yeah, he uses the
he
Shikai.
rearranges your
I think that's
senses.
I think that's my favorite Shikai.
Bro, that's so overpowered, eh?
That or Kyoka Suigetsu.
Now
That,
One
Kyoka
or the other.
Suigetsu is more broken in my opinion. I mean, we already know
Yeah,
why it's more broken because it literally
yeah.
like bested Shinji's.
But it's
Yeah.
not banned in the Soul Society, like it's Bankai and stuff.
Mm. Oh, I
Because
remember
the
this scene. This scene
Shinji's
right here.
Bankai is crazy. Yeah.
Oh, this was in the Arrancar, okay, like in the
That's
training
when he
part.
started jumping.
Yeah, that's,
What's
Yeah,
her
that was.
name?
Oh yeah,
that was before the group.
when he was pressing the girl with the
Yeah,
green
because
hair.
she got into his skin.
That's
Yeah,
when
yeah.
the train.
Yeah, she was
Yeah,
about
No,
to
to
get.
yellow hair,
control his
wasn't it?
follow.
Oh, I don't know one of them, but one of them were about to get clapped, and all the rest of them just came in.
Yeah.
Well,
Good
anyways, yeah,
scene. Good scene.
Shinji is definitely the best, but honestly, I think this guy here. Can you guys? Yeah,
Yeah, we can
this
see
guy
it.
here is trash.
Yeah.
He's dog shit.
Kensei is good. I'll put Kensei number
Yeah,
2.
I'll put Kensei number 2, and then I'll probably put the guy with the magic, with Kido,
Yeah, the one
The
who helps
Kido
Soifan.
master. Yeah,
Yeah, he's good.
he's
Yeah.
so cool.
I'll put him number 3.
Number 3, and the rest, we don't really care.
Yeah, we don't care.
The rest are pretty much like pretty ass. I know this guy here. He has like a weird ass like what do you call that? Kaido looking hammer rod thingy.
The
It's like the
Zanpakuto.
no his Shikai. Oh yeah, his
Oh, his
Zanpakuto.
ship.
It's like a big as like I don't know what you call it, like a mullet or not a mullet, like his Bankai.
Yeah.
What's his
Like
name? Search it up.
uh let's see. I don't even know. Who cares? Doesn't matter to be honest.
Yeah, heard. He's ass.
Exactly. The only one that matters are
Yeah.
Shinji, Kensei, and like Kido Master.
Yeah.
Yep.
Oh yeah, what do you guys reckon about Kido? Like, I think Kido is such a cool concept. Like, it's like an
It's
underrated concept.
underrated.
It's
Yeah.
it's only like certain characters use Kido. You know what I mean?
I like when Aizen uses it.
Yeah,
So
with
the
Aizen, I think the
Shadow
best.
90.
I think the best utilization of it is the wise that I'm talking about, because that's all he does.
Yeah.
I don't know his name though. What's his name? We gotta know his name.
He spams the Kido.
Yo, like when he does Kido, it's actually really good.
He does it on that. What's that skull guy's name? The
Oh, that's how he beats him, eh? Yeah.
yeah. Barugan.
What's his name?
Is it
Baragon,
Barugan?
yeah. No, but what's this guy's name? Hachi. I think his name is
Oh, no.
Hachi.
Yeah,
let
it
me
was
check
actually
it. Hachi. Bleach. Oh, it is Hachi. This guy.
yeah. Hachi.
Yeah. He's definitely a beast. Well, anyways,
Yes.
so peak, past arc. Any other
Yep.
scenes you guys remember in this arc that's peak?
Nah.
There's that scene when Aizen was hiding in the dimension, and then Shinji just pulls that shit off. Remember, he just pulls it away like it's a curtain, and then Aizen was like, "When did you know I was? When did you realize I was here?" And then
Oh
Shinji
yeah, I
was
remember
like,
that.
That's right.
"When
Yeah.
you were in your mommy's tummy." When he said that, that shit was funny, bro.
That was bad.
That shit was cold. Yo, he just like pulled away like that dimension, like pulled it away like a curtain, and then just like replied to it like that, bro. That shit was funny.
I think it is good, but I wouldn't put it in like.
You
What are
wouldn't put it in
the?
peak? Nah, I'll put it in
I
peak.
wouldn't. I'd put it in great. I'd put it in great. I
This
wouldn't put it
one.
in peak.
What
Yeah,
about
the
you,
past
Nuki?
arc.
I reckon
You think it
peak.
should? Yeah, peak. Too long. So we'll leave it in peak.
I
Then.
think
Well,
either bottom of peak or top of great.
yeah,
One or the other.
we'll put it on the bottom of peak. Bro, there's so
Yeah,
much
yeah. Bottom
happens,
of peak
bro.
is
Like, and there
yeah.
was a scene with Aizen versus all the captains. You know how they're trying to stop him, and then he does keto without the incantations for the first time, because we've never seen anyone use keto without like the incantations. You know, because usually you have
In
to
the
go
past
like
arc.
in the past,
Yeah.
because usually you have to say like there's like an intro or something. Like you have to say like
You have to say. You
you
have
have
to
to
say those
say
like random words
Yeah,
Rukia
like
says all
abracadabra, and then the magic word. I don't know what it is,
he
but
just spams,
he
he
just
just says,
says the move as is. So this is the
yeah,
first time we
I don't
see
know.
someone do that. Yeah, there was that scene. That shit was fire.
That was good.
And when we see like Tosin, young Tosin,
Yeah, that was a good
yo.
moment as well.
Anyways, where's the other arc? Arrancar. Now this definitely peak. Best arc in
So
Bleach. I'm
does this
putting it
one have?
right in the front. I
Yeah,
think
put it
that
at the top.
we're gonna do
Yeah.
everything from after the past arc to the end of Fake Karakura Town arc. So that it's just everything. Yeah, it will be everything because this is the Quincy, the Fullbring arc, and then Blood War.
Warbringer, yeah.
Yeah, so this
Yeah.
we do it
So
from past arc all the way to um, the end of
who wants to talk about
Karakura.
this one first?
Uh, Nuku, you wanna go first, or
On what?
what you liked in this arc, Karakura Town or Fake Karakura?
Bro, just that's the final Getsuga, eh?
Yeah, Mugetsu.
Yeah.
See, just
That's like
that, G. Like
that
when, because
alone, we're going peak. Yeah.
I watched it like how old was I? I was like 10 at the time, maybe 9 when
Damn.
that came out. Yo, I'm like
Yeah.
23
Whoa.
now. And seeing Ichigo with black hair, long hairs, covered in like rags, with a chain
Yeah.
around his hand. Bro, I thought that was OP.
Yo.
And it was. But then I found out that Aizen didn't even die, which was kind of ratchet. But bro, peak arc, I reckon.
Peak.
Solid fight scenes, fucking everything, bro.
Yo. I think it's like one of those arcs where it's like back to back peak fights. Like there's so many like main fights in this one.
Yeah,
What
Should
about
we
you,
go
Adam?
through some of the fight?
Oh
Yeah.
yeah.
So
Okay. We'll I'll Google it real quick.
no, I think I remember them.
You can go over it. I'll just Google it. You go over what you like.
So that's when Aizen, with Tosen and Gin, they show up to fake Karakura-tan,
Yeah.
and then they bring the other Espada. So is it 1, 2, and 3? Baragon, is
Yeah.
it Tia Halibel, and then
Halibel.
Stark, and then you see them have their 1v1s with the captains. So is it Tosen? I think Tosen fights his former captain or former like friend.
Yeah.
Gin,
Tosin fights the dog
yeah,
captain.
yeah, yeah.
I've got his name.
That's a good fight,
Oh,
and it
yeah,
was a
yeah.
good end for Tosen. That was
Yeah.
decent. Or I don't know if Gin done anything. I know he does something after. Like
No, he
with,
does something after at the end. Yeah. Well, we'll get to that later.
yeah, we'll get to that after. The next one was it Barugan versus Soifan. That was a good fight before the Vizards came in and helped them. Barugan was destroying her, and like
It
you
was
saw
yeah,
his powers.
it was alright. And her bunker
Yeah,
was like
he
a
was strong.
literal rocket, eh? It's like a
Yeah, the rocket
big ass
launcher.
bomb. You know,
Yeah,
her
and
bunker is
then
low key lame, eh? Low key.
yeah, Toshiro's fights was his was alright
Who's on?
with Tia Halibel. Toshiro,
Ah, Toshiro.
yeah,
But
that was a good
he
fight.
didn't even win that fight though. Like she
Yeah,
broke
he
out of it
did.
and he lost. Nah, because remember
No,
she escaped it, and then
no. He won the fight. He froze her, and then it was what's that? Because Aizen summoned Wonder Weiss, and he summoned the other guy, and they
Wonder
broke
West
them
6.
out.
Yeah. Wonder West. Yeah,
So it
that's
was the
right.
third party that broke them out.
Yeah.
So Toshiro won the 1v1, but then obviously she escaped after from a third party.
Yeah.
And then Stark versus
Shinzi.
Shinsu. That was a good fight.
Yeah,
That was a good fight.
that was actually a really good fight.
Yeah. And then you see his Shikai with the shadows.
Yeah.
That was a good Shikai.
So what is your favorite moment from this arc? Like, what's your peak
From the
moment?
whole arc,
Yeah, in the whole arc. Like, what's your top?
probably I think when Dangai Ichigo, when he comes back, returns, and then like grabs Aizen from the head, takes him, and then he
Ah,
goes
yeah,
into
yeah,
his
yeah,
final final Getsuga Tensho form.
So basically, the final
And then
fight.
basically the final fight.
Yeah, that was a main scene. For me,
Yeah.
I think the scene where Aizen kills all the beats all the captains. In my opinion,
That would have been better.
that was the most peak moment because
I think,
everyone was
yeah, that was,
so angry, and then the bro was just
yeah,
cutting them like nothing, because he's egging
the
them
thing,
on purpose, and then
yeah.
they all just come running at him, and then he just cuts them all down. That
Yeah,
shit
while
was
I agree with
so
you,
peak, bro.
I still think that like a few of them, one or two at least, should have died. That's why I can't like put it as the best moment.
Yeah.
Because someone
Does
like
does Hinamori die in
Aizen should have,
this? No, she
yeah,
doesn't.
she should have died easily.
Yeah. Okay, I understand. Yeah.
Yeah. Toshiro
Because
literally stabs her,
now
and
there was
then
that moment when they thought that Toshiro thought that he stabbed Aizen, but then
yeah,
he switched back his senses, and he was like
it's Kyoka
stabbing
Suigetsu.
Hinamori, and then
Yeah,
that's basically what caused everyone to go like
that's when he starts.
rage.
Yeah, when he starts screaming,
You know,
and
that
then
shit was
Aizen
peak, bro.
was
Mm. You know, to me
Yamamoto's
that's
moment was good.
yeah, that was another peak moment. But my favorite moment is definitely when Aizen beats all the captains, because
Yeah, that was
that's
a moment.
like five captains. They all just rushing him, and he just cuts them all down. Like Shinzui, he cuts down Shinzui. He cuts down Toshiro. He cuts down Suifon. Was Suifon in the lot?
Yeah, Soifan was in
Suifon
the
and
they were all there. I think it was
nah,
all the
they the
captains
fox was there.
except
The dog.
Itachi and yeah,
The dog was
yeah,
there.
the
Yeah.
dog was
Hmm. What
yeah,
about you, Nuku?
Byakuya and he wasn't there.
Yeah, true. Oh, because Byakuya, they were still stuck in Hueco Mundo, weren't they?
He was stuck in Wacom, yeah,
Yeah, they were
because there
still
was
there.
like a
Yeah, because they were
and then
sorting out
Ichigo
the
came with
Espada, the other
yeah,
Espadas.
Ichigo came with Unohana, and then that's when he tried to get Aizen, but then
Yeah,
Aizen obviously like knew.
yeah. What about you, Nuku? What's your favorite peak moment in this arc?
Shit, fuck, I wasn't even listening.
What's your favorite peak moment in the Arrancar invasion arc?
Ah,
Bruh.
I didn't even know.
Well, you
Do
don't
you
have
see
a
the moment?
favorite scene like in the Arrancar invasion arc, like Aizen
Do
versus
you see
everyone.
when Ichigo pulled up?
Yo, that
What episodes are those? Do we know?
Yeah,
it's
yeah, the
this one. It's
Arrancar.
like when Ichigo versus Aizen, Aizen versus all the captains. It's
Oh,
like
that one.
the yeah.
I already see my favorite part.
What was your
Yeah,
favorite
he
part?
did say
Oh,
The
what was your?
Aizen versus Ichigo.
Oh, okay,
yeah,
so you're with Adam. Like you guys like the final fight. Yeah, I would
yeah,
say
Yeah.
long
that's
hair
my
Ichigo.
second. That was my second favorite part. Mm. Well, to me, it's like I'll tell you why it's not my favorite fight. In my opinion, it's just like Ichigo just goes into the Dangai world.
Yeah,
Like you know how he
Yeah.
goes into the plane between the two worlds inside
yeah,
the.
he goes with his dad, doesn't he?
He goes there, trains, and he gets like what 6 years worth of training in like a couple of days.
Yeah,
No, a couple hours. Is that how it works? It's like
that's
for every
yeah, yeah,
hour
the dunk.
you're in there for like
Yeah,
months or some shit like that. To me,
yeah,
that is some bullshit, bro. That is some
yeah.
cap.
Also, you see Gin's betrayal to Aizen. That
Oh
was a good moment.
yeah, that was a good moment too. Let's talk about that actually.
Yeah.
Yeah.
When Gin finally reveals himself as like like he's trying to
So he was
stop
like a
Aizen.
triple agent. He
Like
was like a triple agent.
he low key chose the wrong moment. Low key.
Yeah.
I feel like they should have been earlier parts where he could have done that. What do you reckon? It was a good scene, but I
That was
feel
a
like
very good part.
he's trying to betray him when he's like at that point of the story. That's crazy.
Yeah, when he's
Like
like fully formed with
yeah,
the
when
was
he's
it the
like
Hogaku?
with the Hokyoku, like he's merged with the Hokyoku.
Yeah.
Like you couldn't have picked a better
Yeah, he's literally
opportunity.
He's immortal at that point, so
Yo,
there was literally no point. But
I mean, to be
I think
fair,
it
he
was
did think he would get him with his sword
with his
technique.
bunker. Yeah,
Yo, because like apparently his sword technique was like poison.
I think he had one of the best bunkers. Yeah,
Yeah, like his sword, like it'll just destroy. It'll like destroy things. How was it explained? So basically, it just like expands and destroys whatever. Eh?
Yeah.
yeah,
So like he left a fragment inside Aizen, and it
Yeah.
expanded and it destroyed whatever, like destroyed the part where it was in.
yeah.
It like munted most of his body.
Yeah, it was like
They can
yeah,
poison the opponent as well.
yeah. So like that was a sad scene though. Like when he like escapes, then Aizen just comes out of nowhere and like rips his arm off.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And then what's her name again? The big titty lady.
Rangiku.
Rangiku.
Mama.
That was too quick, bro.
You were quick on
Bro,
that.
you had that in your memory, like it was there, bro. I couldn't
You
even
don't,
think
you
of
don't
her
forget
name,
that.
bro. I
You
literally
don't
couldn't
forget
think
that.
of her name. Rangiku.
Yeah,
Isn't
but
her
didn't she
other
like
name like
him?
Matsumoto? Oh, is it?
I don't
Or
care,
You know
bro.
what?
No, it doesn't matter. Rangiku is in my heart, bro.
Yeah, and it's like she comes and then like she's crying, bro. And then that OC, look, that OC where she's when she's crying over Gin, that sad
Oh, when
OC.
she's
Yo,
yeah,
that
when she's a
is
kid.
my favorite OC in Bleach. Oh, my second favorite.
Is it? Nah,
Yeah,
my OST is do you know the
the
what was it? The
Arrancar one.
treachery, Aizen's treachery theme.
Ah, yeah. Now this is
Aizen's theme is too good. And
favorite. I
even
want
do you know number
Arrancar.
one, the one that Ichigo has, the OST?
Yeah,
I
I know
like that one as
this.
well.
I think this is my favorite. Tell me if you guys can
We've
hear it.
got passion, we've got
Oh.
determination. Like, and if we set our sights on something, you better believe it's
My fault.
happening.
This one. This is my favorite OC.
Oh,
Yeah,
yeah. Yeah.
Put on treachery.
This
That
OC
one.
is peak, bro. This like sounds like Mexican, low key, or
Yeah.
Spanish.
Yeah, Espada are Spanish, aren't they?
What's that?
Oh, yeah,
Espada.
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, from
I
Spain.
know the one you're talking
Because
about.
Las
Treachery,
Noches and all that.
Bleach, OST.
Las Noches, Hueco, Mundo. That's all Spanish terms.
This is the one that plays over when Aizen cuts everyone, eh?
Yeah.
Like when he's
I
cutting.
think that's why
Yeah, I agree. This is probably top
that
tier.
might be my favorite.
This one,
You might
Treachery.
have changed my mind. That might be my favorite moment in Bleach.
Yeah, that's what I
When
mean.
he's
When this
cutting.
OC plays,
Yeah, that OST is just it's too
bro,
good.
it's so peak. Like I think that's why it's
Yeah.
my favorite. It's because of the OST. Like when the OST hits,
Yep.
and Aizen's just cutting
Yeah.
everyone down, and everyone's just like, you know,
I can literally visualize it in my mind. That's
yo,
how
it
good
was
it is.
so peak, bro.
Yeah.
Okay,
And then
what do you,
how did the arc finishes with Aizen was it
Aizen
losing
getting
and he gets
yeah,
healed up.
he gets sued
And
from
Ichigo
Uroha.
loses powers as well.
Yeah. How about
Yeah, you see that?
we can go over the each of the the top three Espadas and how they lost. So we'll go over now. Do you guys remember how she lost? I think she gets killed, eh? Does she
As
get
she
killed?
turns into a kid. She was fighting Noitora, and then remember she was winning, and then she turns into a kid randomly, and then Noitora starts beating her up.
Okay. Yeah.
Oh, shit.
Okay, how does Grimjaw he just loses to Ichigo and he disappears, eh? For a bit.
Yeah,
Until the later.
he loses, but then we don't know his conclusion.
Yeah. And near Tora, he loses to Kenpachi. He just gets
Yeah,
basically killed
Kenpachi
off.
destroys him
He just destroys them.
because
How about
he
that?
used
He just
he
used
was
two
using one
hands.
hand.
See,
Yeah,
that's
just
gotta
starts
be the
using two
most
hands.
bullshit reason for power up, bro. That shit don't make
That's
sense.
aura farming at
What
its
do you think,
finest right
Nuki?
there.
He's fighting near Tora with one arm, and then he just has this flashback, and the flashback he's like, you should use both arms.
Yeah, but
you get
Kenpachi
more
is
strength.
always like
You
that
get
though.
nah, you'll get more strength and you'll get more powerful, bro. Like that was the backstory. And then he uses
But that's all of his
two
power
hands
ups
and then
though.
he beats him, bro. Nah, there's something off with that, bro. That shit is
That's
just
That's
all of
peak.
there's no
That's
way you're
peak.
gonna have a backstory of that, and then he's just gonna get a power up, or like he's just gonna get strong all of a sudden. Like,
yeah.
I love
nah,
that. I think,
But that's
that
all of
I
was.
think it's great.
Kenpachi's like
I
power
know,
ups
yeah,
though. Like how he wears those bells and that eye patch in the start.
Yeah.
yeah.
And he
He takes
just
them
takes
off.
the eye patch off and then he's like all of a
Nah,
sudden
that's a cool
the
power. Like,
strongest cunt ever.
I like that power when he takes the eye patch off.
Now, but
But
if you
this one
think,
is
Yeah,
just
but it's the
wacky,
same
bro.
as the two hands type of thing.
Nah, this one is just wacky as.
now, but it makes sense. So, in terms of swordplay, if you use
Yeah.
two swords, if
Obviously,
you
it
use two
makes
hands,
sense, but like
you get more power.
it makes sense and it doesn't. You know what I
No,
mean?
it
It's
does.
just
It does.
like it's just like he's fighting with one hand, and all of a sudden he realizes he should use two, and
He
then he just
always
gets a
like limits
big buff
himself.
from that for
That's the
some
thing.
reason. Like, bro,
Yeah. He enjoys fighting at a disadvantage, and then
Yeah.
when he
true,
has to like go, when he has to like up the level, then he ups the level.
right? Anyways, I think, and then there's the guy who loses to Kurotsuchi. Anyone remember his name?
Atsuchi.
Oh, the doctor one,
The pink hair guy, yeah.
medic. I think
But he
I
loses to
forgot his name.
Kurotsuchi. That was
Let
a
me.
good scene too, where he you know how he was giving his whole speech about I want to be perfect,
Yeah.
and then Kurotsuchi is like, why do you want to be perfect? Like when you're perfect, you don't have room to improve. Like
I
that, he
don't
has
think
that.
this is a hot take. I
Huh?
hate it. I hate that Espada.
You don't like
He's
it?
the worst Espada. I hate him.
No, I actually like him. I actually
That fight
I like him.
was that fight was the worst fight for me. Like in that arc, it dragged out too long.
Yeah, I get
Like
it. I
when
get it.
Uryu was fighting him, then when Renji he jumped in, and then Kurosuchi had to finish it off.
Yeah,
Yeah, it took too long for me.
fair enough. And
Atsuchi is a creepy cunt. Not gonna
nah, the
lie.
guy,
Yes.
the captain, the Espada he fought was even more creepy, bro. Like he was
Which
like,
one?
the pink hair,
Oh,
the one that you
pink
didn't
hair.
like.
Yeah,
Yeah, he was way more creepy than Kurotsuchi.
he was. Yeah.
Like he was just doing some
No, I
weird
don't.
ass shit.
I think they're on the same level of creepiness. I'd say that.
Fair enough. Are we missing any other Espadas? There's the one who
We
lost to
talked about.
Byakuya. That was a cool fight.
Yeah, I don't
And
know. I don't
then
know him.
Yami, I think Yami, he's got to be the most ass.
Yami was one of the worst. Yeah.
Yeah, he's definitely the worst. And I
His
think
introduction
that's
was alright, but
yeah.
Yeah.
after that it was.
Mm.
We talked about the other ones, Grimjow and Ulquiorra and all
Baragon,
of them.
Baragon next to me.
But Barugan,
We haven't really
Tia
talked about
Halibut.
him. Yeah. So Baragon loses to um he loses to the Vaizere, Hachi, right?
Yeah,
Hachi
he loses to Hachi and
takes him out.
Soifan.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And
that
then
was a good.
we find out like Baragon was the king of Hueco Mundo before Aizen. And
Yeah,
Aizen pulls
before
up and
Aizen.
just like takes over his kingdom basically.
Yeah,
He's like, nah, you work for me, mate.
yeah. And then did we talk about Tia Halibut?
Hannibal, yep. Um,
Sh-
she gets killed by Aizen, eh?
Yeah, Aizen kills her
Aizen
because
kills
he
her,
just
right?
like he can't be bothered anymore.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Did we talk about Wonderwise? We never talked about him
Oh yeah, Wonder Wise, yeah. Go over Wonder Wise
because
and
remember,
what he is,
yeah, he
etc.
was like the counter to Yamamoto's was it his fire ability? I
Yeah,
forgot what it's called.
his
Zanga no
Shikai.
Touch.
No,
Yeah.
his
Shika.
Shikai release.
And
Basically
his
his
Bankai
fire.
is Zanga no Touch, yeah.
Yeah.
That was a
Yeah.
good moment.
He was basically created to seal Yamamoto's fire.
Yeah.
Basically. Yeah.
Because Yamamoto was the strongest
Mm.
back in that
So yeah, it
moment.
was basically like a Gojo moment. So like I mean not really, but like
Yeah, with the cursed, yeah.
Aizen was isolating Yamamoto so he wouldn't ruin everything. You know what I mean? So
Yeah.
he
Yeah.
was like he made a contingency plan just for Yamamoto to keep him out of play.
That's how good Yamamoto is.
Straight
I
up.
think if
I can't wait
Yamamoto,
till.
what's that?
No, yeah. Just talking about Yamamoto. Can't wait till we talk about the last arc.
Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, there was Wonder Weiss. He gets clapped by Yamamoto. I think Yamamoto just punches him in the face, right, and he just smashes his head.
Yeah, he kills him at the
Yeah.
end, but then
Yeah.
he's out commissioned Yamamoto.
Oh yeah, because Aizen basically like
Yeah, he
how does
just
Aizen beat Yamamoto? I think he unseals all his power. He unseals all the fire that
yeah,
Wonder Weiss seals, and then he just lets
yeah.
it. He just explodes it, and then Yamamoto tanks it or some shit, and that's how he
Yeah, he
loses
has
his
to take
arm.
all the he has to take all the damage.
Yeah. Well, there's that
And
and
then
Stark. Yeah.
Stark was the
So
last
yeah,
one.
we haven't really talked about Stark. That's the one I really wanted to get to. I think he was low key disappointing. Low key. What do you
Was
guys?
it?
I'd agree.
Because I don't know. He just didn't really. He just wasn't as exciting as Ukiyora's fight. You think number
To
one
be
would be
fair,
better than number four, like in terms of
Yeah,
yeah, to be
power
true.
fair.
and like showcase, like just feats alone.
Yeah.
I like his weapons with the gun, so like
The
how he was
guns were
shooting
alright.
Yeah, it's cool,
Yeah,
but
I enjoyed that.
he just shoots
Yeah.
zeros like that. Like okay,
But I
like
expected a bit
you
more though.
expect more from number one. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Exactly.
But like in terms of design, I think he was the coolest. Like in terms of design.
Yeah, he
Ulquiorra's
was cool.
second form.
Yeah.
Ulquiorra was my favorite design. Do you know when he rips and he shows his number?
Oh yeah.
That
Yeah.
moment
So
was one of
there's
the best.
Stark. What about you, Nux? Well, what? Any comments on Stark?
Nah, very. I didn't really like that gun. He was just too overhyped, bro.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Like that
That's
was the
for him
thing.
to use
He was
guns
he was
in a sword fight.
overhyped. That was my problem. He was overhyped. Like, oh, okay, he's number
Yeah.
one, and you think that he'll be cooler than the rest, basically, or like at least show it. But it was
Yeah.
and he loses to Shinzui on some bullshit too. He just like you know doesn't he just like get cut from the game? And that was a Shinzui's Shikai. Like, because
Yeah, he uses the shadow to stab him.
Shinsui's Shikai basically forces you to play games, like to follow the rules of a game. That
Yeah.
I think Shinsui, I don't know if it's Shinsui or the sword determines it. So basically, it picks a game, and you have to follow the rules of it. And usually, it's like that, like black.
Oh, isn't it the full act? Yeah, the full act tragedy. So the final one kills you. So you have to like participate in that.
Yeah, you have to
And
participate.
obviously, yeah, it favors Shunsui.
So yeah, there's that. Anything else from this arc you guys want to talk about before we move on?
No, we can move on.
Nah, we can move on.
Okay. Oh, actually,
Shinsui's bunker is pretty good.
Yeah, one more thing actually before we go, before we move on. Do you guys remember the scene when Aizen gets sealed? That was a cold scene.
Yeah, that was a good scene.
You know how like Urahara like just like came out of nowhere and just sealed his ass?
Yeah.
And then basically Aizen just was like basically rage. He was like raging like crazy. He was like,
"You just seal me!"
He's like, I don't know what he said, but it was cool, bro.
He started crashing out there.
Yeah, he crashed
going
out
crazy.
like crazy. He was basically saying
Yeah.
like Urahara, like you're so smart. Like why don't you do something? You know, why don't you? Because he's really angry at the soaking at the time. I think
Oh
that
yeah,
was
that was his goal.
that was the reason
Oaken.
why he was crashing out. Because he wanted to be
Yeah.
that. You know, he wanted to be like God basically.
Yeah, he had to make the Oaken, and then he had to get the people of, was it Karakura Town? He had to get all the like energy or something.
Energy, yeah, to make a Hoken, to make the key to open the
Yeah,
soul.
for the soul. Alex.
Yeah.
Or
The Soul
with
Palace, yeah.
the Soul King.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I think that is that the first mention of the Soul King?
Yeah, that was.
It is, eh?
So
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then he was like, I want to be, I want to be like the guy who sits up there basically. It was a mean
Yeah.
scene, but that was why I wanted to bring it up. And then Ichigo loses his powers here, right? Because he
yeah,
uses. Oh, we didn't even talk about
Yeah.
Mugetsu, bro. We were about to skip without talking about Mugetsu.
Now
Remember
we
how he goes?
briefly spoke about.
Yeah, how he goes through like he's fighting Aizen, right? And then there
yeah.
was the
Yeah.
flashback where it's like, in order to unlock Mugetsu, you have to sacrifice your Soul Reaper powers.
Yeah,
Yeah. That
And
was
then
my
he's like,
favorite trans.
that was such a good scene.
yeah,
Yeah.
straight up.
But it was low key like, bruh. It was just like a
Doesn't he become?
one shot attack, and then he just loses all his powers.
He became his Zanpakuto, I think. He
Nah, yeah,
became the
yeah,
final move.
yeah. That was basically what
Getsuka Tensho.
Mugetsu
Yeah.
was. He becomes like the sword basically.
Yeah,
Good
that was
scene.
a good moment.
Mm. And then at the very end of this arc, we see the scene where Aizen gets trialed. Remember how they're determining how long he should be
Oh yeah. Doesn't he
he should
get
be in prison?
20,000 years?
Yeah, he gets like 20,000 years or something, which is nothing because he
Yeah.
becomes immortal. Like you would think,
Exactly.
wouldn't you like put him in like life or like forever, eternity? Like why are you giving him just 20,000 years when he's immortal? You
Yeah,
know
they
what I
don't
mean?
adhere to. Yeah, their laws are quite different. So
Now, well, what
he-
happens after the 20,000 years? Does he like become like? Is he out probation?
probation. He gets a tag
Wow.
on him.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Like, okay, like
Imagine
that's just crazy. Like, well, he's gonna go out in like the next 20,000 years. Like, let's just say,
on pro.
like, what happens?
Yeah, after
Is he going on probation where he has to be on good behavior and he can just walk out?
he's killing everyone. Yeah,
He's just killing
imagine.
everyone as soon as he leaves.
Oh yeah.
That doesn't make any sense. But anyways, now the next arc is the Soul
So was
Substitute
it the
arc. It's the Fullbring arc.
full bringer arc? Yeah,
I
full bringer.
think it's
You're
great.
playing great.
Wow, what do you
Nah,
reckon?
I didn't even watch that arc. Eh?
You didn't watch
operating
this
Like,
arc?
season. Operating season.
nah, G.
Bruh.
I
Not
only
one of
watched like
those
a couple
guys.
of it when he got like that the little skull thing, that little
Ah, yeah.
medallion or whatever it is,
Medallion.
whatever
Yeah,
it
yeah.
is. Yeah,
That
and then
could
it
be a
turns into like
substitute.
a
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sorry.
yeah.
Gee, look, you're one
But
of
other
those
than that,
guys, eh? You just skip whole arcs.
nah, like okay, let's get it right again. I did watch this like 10 years ago,
Uh, I actually watched
but
Bleach in like 2021.
you started it at course.
Yeah, when
Yeah,
I started it at
2022
course.
was when I watched
20,
it.
2022. I think I watched it 2020, 2021. One of those.
Yeah.
2020. That's when I watched
I found out that he lost his powers. I was like, hell no,
it.
I'm not watching this because I thought this was the end, and then they came out with the next season after this. And then I
As
was
of
like, oh
that
no,
was
I have to
10
watch it.
that was 10 years later, buddy. It was
Yo,
basically it was the end then because
that was like
it
last
was
year,
like the
wasn't it?
longest hiatus ever. Yeah, it
Yo.
just came out like 2 years ago now, eh?
Oh yeah,
So is
yeah.
this
About 2 years
this
ago.
is the arc where Ichigo fights what's his name, Ginjo. The
Ginjo, yeah,
first
that was a
Slick hair.
fire fight. That was a good fight. That was really good.
and that animation was good. I'll have to say
Yo,
that was probably one of the best like animated fights in Bleach.
Oh no, I
yeah,
have to watch it.
no,
Up
definitely.
to
Ginjo
until
is
Tanzania Blood.
Ichigo is definitely one up there with the best animated fights and just fights in general.
And to be fair, I like his Fullbringer abilities as well. So those abilities are like really good for him.
Hmm. How about the Fullbringers who train Ichigo and betray him at the end? What do you guys think of them? Because remember they're like trying to get him to learn his Fullbring to become a
Yeah,
Fullbring.
there was that one. Wasn't there the one who could change your memories, and he changed
Oh yeah,
Ichigo's memory,
Tsukiyami.
his family's memory.
Tsushima, is
Yeah.
it? What's his name? Tsushima?
Yes, Shima.
Yeah.
And then he fights Byakuya.
He fights
I remember.
Byakuya. That was
That
a fire fight. Gee, I
was
just
a good fight.
Byakuya, I think he's my favorite character in Bleach. I just like his aura. Like his demeanor.
Yeah.
He's like condescending to everyone, but that makes him
Shinsu's
cool.
my favorite, but yeah,
Shinsu's your favorite. That
Shinsu's my
guy's
favorite.
he's alright, but what about you, Nuku? Who's your favorite Bleach character?
Orihime?
Gee,
That's mad.
we're gonna talk
Nah,
about Orihime.
it's Byakuya.
I mean, he's my favorite too. Gee, we're gonna talk about Orihime, bro. Like Orihime is the worst female character of all time. I hate
But
her.
doesn't matter.
She is dog shit, bro.
Like, who cares about her powers, bro? It doesn't
Bro,
matter.
all you care about is
How was
titties. All you care about is her titties, bro. We get it.
The Ranki
She's
Sushi.
dog shit, bro. She's worse than like people would say Sakura's trash. Like, nah, Orihime's trash, bro. Anyways,
Yeah.
um,
No,
we're still
There's not
on.
much to say about this arc.
Okay, now there's a lot, bro. Like, so all the food bringers. So I want to say the Sashimi, whatever his name is. He goes and manipulates your memories. There's the
Yeah.
kid. There's a kid whose power is low-key just domain expansion, eh? Where
Oh,
he can like
the Game
change
Boy guy.
the Game Boy guy. Yeah, he can just change.
Yeah.
He can just put you in a dimension of his choosing, basically.
That's where he trains Ichigo. I
Yeah,
think.
he basically puts him in a room where he just, you know. So like that guy, I don't know
Yeah.
his name. We also see him back in the 1000 Year Blood War. He comes in again, and then the
Yeah.
girl, the girl with the
The
red hair.
yeah,
Her
pink
power.
red
What's her
hair.
power? What's her power? She
I think she could control toys.
she
I think
controls
that was
toys and stuff. Yeah.
yeah. That
And then
was
there's
yeah.
the dark lady, the one with the boots. I think the more
Oh
she
yeah, the
kicks,
heavy
like
boots.
yeah,
Yeah,
like
muddy
like
boots or something.
like she hits you with her boot, and every hit after is stronger, right?
Yeah.
That's her ability. And then there's the guy with the eye patch. What's his power?
The eye patch
Loki,
guy.
the eye patch guy. I think he's like something to do with time.
Oh yeah, the old
The
man.
old guy, yeah. I honestly don't
Yeah.
remember his power. I just remember him getting like clapped by Kenpachi. Remember the
Yeah, I
guy?
remember he had a
The
rock.
guy was yapping, and the
Yeah.
Kenpachi just cut him in half.
Yeah.
And who are the other ones? Is there any other ones? I think that's all of them, eh?
Nah, yeah, I think that
And
was
then
all of them.
Genjo is like basically the Ichigo before Ichigo. Like he was a substitute
Yeah.
Shinigami, and then he gets
He went
banished.
rogue, didn't
Yeah, he went rogue.
Yeah.
Why did he go rogue again? Is there a reason? I can't remember.
he started killing people with his Soul Reaper abilities.
What do you mean killing people? Just
Went crazy.
random civilians or
Yeah.
random Soul Reapers?
I think it was random Soul Society, like people who were just living there.
Oh, I see.
Yeah, you want to run the fade with everyone.
And like we find out at the end where he was the bad guy all along, eh? He was trying to
Yeah.
get Ichigo's powers back so he can take it basically.
Yeah. And then he was the one who told Ichigo that, do you know the tag that they gave Ichigo? That like it can control you. So they use that to like make sure that you're not obviously using the powers for the wrong things.
Right.
But Ginjo
And
was a
Genjo
good
was cool.
character.
He was he was definitely the best part of the arc.
Yeah.
Anyways, before we get to the last arc, 1000 Year Blood War, let's talk about popular topics of Bleach. So, like for example, Orihime. Is she worse than Sakura as a character?
All day.
All day? Like,
I'd
yo,
say
let's
not-
break it down. Like,
Right.
what does Orihime
Yeah.
do? Like, what does she
It
do?
just heals, bro.
Yeah, it's like
She heals people.
she's basically Sakura, but without fighting.
Yo,
Yeah.
It's like
No,
she
I'll
is
say this.
worse than
So
Sakura.
and her ability, like the fact that she
It's
can
so
reject and then she
broken, eh?
grows, like
Nah, her
yeah,
ability is
is too good.
reversing damage, or like
Yeah,
reverting things. So like basically, if something disappears, she can bring it back.
yeah,
It's not just healing. So at the time, people were thinking it's
true.
just healing, but Aizen was saying nah, it reverts things back to normal.
yeah,
That's why Aizen was saying that we should get Orihime. That's why they
Yeah,
kidnapped
but
Orihime. That's why they kidnapped
yeah.
she's got
Orihime.
no hands, though.
What's
He
that?
scouted her out.
She's got
Hmm.
no hands. That's like a big reason why
Yeah.
I think that Sakura's better. Because I don't know if you've seen Boruto, Sakura versus Shin.
Yeah.
I was
Oh, she
That
was
was
chucking them hands everywhere.
She
Oh
was
my
throwing them
days,
hands for sure, bro.
straight up.
even the
Way before
stupidest.
that, and
Yeah,
Shippuden,
Sasori,
like
the
she's
Sasori fight.
fighting Sasori, like she was throwing hands,
Oh, the
bro.
Oh,
goated fight,
Yo, and like
bro. She fought a painful.
Orihime has no moment like that. Like, what
yeah,
is
she
she
just
doing
runs
it
away.
besides?
Ichigo. Like
Yo, and
what?
she's just crying all the time, like, bro.
Ew.
She's a billion times worse than Sakura, bro.
Yeah.
In my opinion,
For the
she's
No, I'll
the
say
healing
this.
part,
worst.
healing,
She's the
she's better.
worst.
Yeah. Do you know
Healing,
OG
she's better
Naruto?
about fighting shit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
OG Naruto Sakura, like she's
It's
obviously
better. I think I would say
she's bad.
OG Naruto Sakura is still better than Orihime.
Yeah.
I'd say they're on the same playing field though. I think they're both like in the
I'll put them in the same tier, but I think
yeah.
OG Sakura is
Then
still better.
Shippuden Sakura just like surpasses
Yeah,
Orihime,
Hey.
like leaves them in the dust.
exactly. The one thing I would
I'd say
say,
after Big Three,
Orihime does have
she's
big titties, so I don't know if that I can forgive her just for that though.
Relax, she's a high schooler. Okay, let's carry on.
Hey, in the new arc, she's
Speedo.
legal, bro. In the new arc,
moving on.
she's legal, bro. It's okay.
That's crazy. Nah,
Gee,
yeah.
I don't know why you want to bring that up, bro. We were just having fun, and you just like you just checked us all, eh? You just checked us, bro. What was that? Another thing. So Aizen, is Aizen the best villain of all time?
I reckon.
Do you reckon?
Yeah, the amount of planning that
Yeah,
that guy did before Ichigo was even born. Like
yeah.
what?
Okay.
How is that all gonna like fall into place and you know it's gonna
I'd say
happen?
in terms of evil villain, I'd say he's the best out of like the big
Yeah.
three. But in
You
terms
reckon?
of
Nah,
antagonist,
not just the
yeah,
big three. I'm talking about
Oh,
no.
in fiction. Nah.
There's a difference though. So there's a difference between a villain than an antagonist because antagonists they go against the protagonist, and for antagonist, I think Pain was probably the best villain.
Nah, in my opinion, Pain is the best villain, but I can agree when someone says Aizen is the best. I just wanted to ask if you guys think Aizen is the best. So Nuku agrees. Nuku thinks Aizen is the best villain. I'm okay with that.
yeah.
What about
I just
Adam?
think there's two
You
definitions.
were kind of dodging the
Yeah.
question. Is he or is he not?
No,
Is it
I
yes
just
or
think
no?
there's two definitions of.
I'll be back,
I'll say
boys.
a villain.
Oh,
I'll say yes. He's the best. He's the
the
best
best
villain.
villain.
Yeah, in the big three.
Okay. Well, in my opinion, I would put him like top three. Pain will be my
Yeah.
top villain in anime. But Aizen,
Would
yeah,
you put Aizen above? Would you put him above Yuhabaha or nah?
clearly, bro. Yuhaba is so
Yeah.
trash, bro. He's like
He's
overrated.
not so.
He's
He's
not
not
that.
so trash, but I think
Oh yeah,
Aizen's
yeah.
better.
I'll take that back.
Way
He's not trash, but he's just not that good, bro.
yeah.
Like I kind of lost respect with Yuhaba, like when Ichigo is just like matching him, like they're going
Yeah.
toe to toe. Like I just don't when you're letting like the MC like match you like that at the start. Like we're talking about like when Ichigo first comes into Soul Society, right? And they're just fighting.
Yeah.
like I don't know, but I feel like Yuhaba should have handled that
And
easier.
also,
Like
yeah,
it just
Aizen,
doesn't feel right. Aizen had better aura. Aizen just, you know how we just got introduced and Aizen stopped them with his finger. Like there's a difference
yeah,
between
that was
that
old.
and Ichigo just somehow finding them on equal terms. Probably not equal terms, but
Yeah.
you know what I mean. Like just
Now the fact,
the
yeah,
difference in powers and like aura is just yeah.
and the fact that Aizen, he plans everything out. He knows what he's doing. He's made he's made counter plans for his normal plans. His OST, like how he just moves, everything just surpasses Yuhabaha for me.
Yeah, I agree. Okay. Good. So you think Aizen is the best villain of all time, and so does Nuki.
I want to
Another
say all time, but I think it's like 50-50. We can go back and
50-50.
forth.
Man, that answer's weak, bro. You can't say maybe or yes and no.
Yeah.
That shit don't make sense.
That,
You gotta say yes or no, bro.
now it depends on the day. Like some days
All
I
right. So
like him better.
today,
Some days I like
Sunday, Aizen is the best, but tomorrow might be someone else.
tomorrow's gonna be pain. I'm telling you.
Yeah. Well, to me, Pain is the best, but yeah, Aizen is definitely top three, without a doubt.
Madara might be up there.
Yeah,
He's
I
top
think
3.
Aizen is better than Madara, but yeah, Madara is up there for sure.
Yeah.
Yo, hard.
Okay, and another another thing that gets talked about a lot. Uh, who is the best villain group? Like
Villain group.
villain group in the
Oh,
big
easy.
three. So
Akatsuki
like
easy.
I think yeah,
Akatsuki.
the popular ones are the Akatsuki and the Espada.
There's undisputed Akatsuki.
Undisputed.
Hold on.
Undisputed.
Who's
There's a
undisputed?
couple.
And then
The
there's
Akatsuki.
yeah. So are the
I think,
Akatsuki the best villain group, or is it the
yeah, I
Espada?
think the aura, the drip, all of them had
Bro,
like
the OST.
ev-
Oh,
Mm.
every single
No,
one had a goated fight.
I feel like the Espada OSTs are better.
bro.
If we're being
Now I think
honest.
Aizen's OST is better, but I
Yeah.
think the
So like yeah,
Akatsuki
there's
that
the treachery and then there's the Arrancar one, the
yeah,
one I just played before. I think the
yeah, that
OSTs
was
from
I
the
really
still
good.
Espadas are
reckon it's
better.
the Akatsuki or Pain's OST. If you've heard that,
Yeah, another one.
that
Yeah,
that's just
Yeah,
aura, bro. If he
yeah,
pulls
yeah.
up and that plays, bing, fuck.
yeah.
Yeah, yeah. So
Oh,
this is my
fuck.
take. So the reason why the Akatsuki are way better, or just better, I think it's because individually the Akatsuki there's way more depth with them, man, compared to the Espada. So the
Yeah,
Espada,
yeah.
I would say they are stronger for sure. I think the Espada are stronger
No,
than
no,
the
no.
Akatsuki. You don't think so?
I disagree.
Nah, there's
We
no
go into the
way,
after.
bro. You think the Espada are weaker than the Akatsuki?
I think Itachi 1v1 beats every single one.
Ah, gee, don't tell me you're one of those Itachi's fanboys, bro. Where you just think Itachi beats fiction.
I, I think
Does okay,
if you
okay, okay.
compare versus,
Let me test you then. Does Itachi beat Goku?
no, 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 never.
Nah, just trolling you. Gee, imagine if you said yeah, bro. I would literally kick you out.
That'd
Yeah,
make
no,
me
no.
so angry,
Nah,
I
bro.
know
joke.
the level. I know the
Alright.
level.
So what you think Itachi would beat all the Espada? That's crazy. Okay, give me the winning
It's just
conditions.
hot
What's the
take.
winning conditions for him beating every single Akatsuki? I mean, Espada.
Tsukiyomi GG. Tsukiyomi GG.
You reckon that'll just work?
It'll work on every single one. If you do verse equalization, it'll work on every single one.
Okay. I think you can break out of it though. Like Sasuke broke out of it, and he just he's base
But
shutting
no,
them.
no. The reason he broke off is because he had the Sharingan. And does any other Espada have a Sharingan? They don't.
Okay, we'll just divert from for now because this is not about Naruto. But okay, so you guys don't think the Espada is better than the Akatsuki?
No way, bro.
Okay, okay. How about are the Espada better than what's the new villain group
Or who?
Alright,
of the Ichigo?
or Boruto,
The Quincy's.
Yeah,
or the
the Quincy's.
Quincy's,
What do you call them
Hey,
again? What's the group called? Some
the
German.
Sternritters,
Sternritters.
Sternritters,
Yeah, the Sternritters.
or the Vandenreich,
Yeah.
or the I think. They're
Are
worse than
the
the Espada.
Yeah, I agree as well. I think the Espadas are
Espada,
just
at least
better.
with the Espada, at least you had Ulquiorra, you had Grimjow, you had
Mm.
what's that other guy called Noitora? He was alright. You
Yeah, I
had
feel
them.
like it's the same. It's the same thing with comparing the Akatsuki and the Espada. I think there's more depth for the Espada. Like
yeah,
I
Yeah,
think
true.
the Espada, at least they had proper backstories and stuff. They had like depth. Whereas the Sternritters, they're just there just to fight. You know what I mean? They don't really have that much. Like there's no backstory for the you know, for the other Sternritters
yeah.
besides a few of them. You know
To
what I
be
mean?
fair, Bleach backstory isn't like it's not the strongest suit, is it?
Yeah, it's not the strongest strength, right? Like, it's not a strength.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think the only backstory that's really, really peak is the past arc.
Yeah, but that's like a
That
full
is such a
that's a
peak
history
backstory.
lesson.
Yeah,
Yeah.
true.
Yeah.
It's an
But
actual arc. Eh? It's an arc.
in terms of the characters, a character
Yeah,
backstory,
it's
not like
it's
you don't
lacking. Eh?
have great backstories. Yeah.
Yeah, I get you. Yeah,
Like One Piece and Naruto, they do it better.
yeah, for sure.
True.
Okay, another thing. Do you guys think Bleach is better than One Piece?
Nah, never.
You reckon?
I think based on
I
art,
can.
if you look at, do you know the art? I think Kubo is a better artist than Oda. I'd agree with that. But in terms of like everything else, like storytelling, world building, etc.,
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'd
true.
say One Piece is better,
Hmm.
except for I'd say fights. So Bleach takes it for the fights, and also the character designs. I think Bleach
Hmm.
takes that as well,
Okay.
and villains.
What
Yeah.
about new One Piece fights? Those impact frames are
Good
pretty
question.
crazy.
Nah, the new fights are really good. Like, I want
Yeah, the animation for the new fights are good. I'll agree
Like
with that.
Kizaru versus Luffy, if you haven't seen it, sorry.
Yeah,
Yeah, that fight was
we've seen
bad.
it.
I saw a clip. Yeah, I saw a clip of that.
Yeah,
That was good.
I'm actually caught up. So yeah, it was good. I don't actually like Kizaru versus Luffy that much. I think
Why not?
there's too much
You're goofy.
like
Too flashy.
nah, it's too much blur. It's just too much like it's too bright. It's
Oh
I
not
just don't like
yeah,
Gear 5.
it's not as fluid, bro. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
yeah,
Like you
I
said,
just don't like Gear 5 that much.
there's too much impact frames. It's hard
yeah. I
to
hate Gear 5A.
it's
It's
hard
just
to
like
follow.
Looney Tunes.
No, the fights are just hard to follow.
Yeah,
Whereas like I think the perfect fights like they should stick to like the format is like Zoro is king.
oh yeah, yeah.
Like that style where the movements is clean. You know,
Yeah.
there is some crazy animation, but it's not too crazy like Gear 5. Like
Mm.
I feel like Gear 5's the animation for those fights are there. It's too
That's why
much
I
to be
don't like
honest.
Gear 5. The
Too
transformation
Nah, I feel like
cartoonish.
I like Gear 5 versus Kaido. That was good. Like I feel like that was
Nah, I never liked that.
the right amount. But I feel like the new ones with Kizaru, like it just doesn't. It's too
I
much.
just
Eh?
think there's too much going on.
Yeah,
I
that's
But it
just
what I
goes to
think
mean.
show
there's
you
too much.
how cool Kizaru is, though.
Yeah. Well, it does make sense in terms of the matchup.
Yeah,
So Kizaru, because you know Kizaru's light, so it will be hard to follow light, and
yeah.
Luffy is like this goofy ass, you know, this goofy ass character.
Doesn't Kizaru have to like travel like linearly? So he has to go in straight lines. So it's
Yeah,
easier for
yeah,
Luffy.
Yeah, true, yeah. Anyways, this is not a One Piece video.
yeah, true.
Yep.
Now we'll move on to the next arc. So, Thousand Year Blood War.
Present, yeah, Blood War.
What do we think so far? Should we
Shall I
break it
start
up
off?
by seasons, or just talk about the first three seasons? Just
Yeah, you want to do the Should we just talk about all of it?
Yeah, we
Yeah,
just
all
talk
of it, I
about.
reckon.
Let's just see where we put it there. You think it's peak so
So
far, or you think we
I
should
think
just leave it in great?
so. Do you remember the first call when you had
Yeah,
Yamamoto versus
honestly, the
Yuhabaha?
first
That was
call
peak.
was peak.
That was
Like
peak.
I would
That
say it's
made
Yeah.
it peak.
peak. Yeah, I think the second, the next two was not that good.
Yeah. The
I
only
think it was
things I
good, bro.
remember.
Nah,
Nah, it was good, but
it
I
was
think
alright,
like
but the first one was
not
peak.
standout moments.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Should we just leave it in peak and talk about it, or should we just
Yeah.
put it on great? It's peak so
Um.
far. Overall,
Bro.
let's talk about
Peak,
it.
bro.
Let's think about it overall, not just the first arc.
Like
Uh,
Unohana versus Kimpachi.
That
yeah,
was goated.
That was bad.
yeah.
That was,
That was the
Aizen,
first. That was the first season, right?
her Bankai was so good.
Yeah.
yo,
Was that the
That
first
Bankai
part?
was next level. That was the first call. That was
Ah,
the
yeah,
end of the
nah,
the
first
first
call.
time that
definitely
Kimpachi ever took
peak.
his sword.
Yeah.
Hado 90
What's
Yeah,
with
yeah,
that?
yeah.
Aizen, bro,
Ah, yeah, yeah.
Aizen's
bro,
return. That was goated.
Well, you
that
guys
was
jump into the
crazy.
third season, aren't you? Let's
Yeah,
just
but
stick on
ain't
the
we talking
first
about
for now.
all of it?
Yeah,
Now
yeah.
we'll talk about the
Is
first,
that
and we'll
when?
go over. Yeah. So the first one
Yeah, we'll talk about
is
two
like
things.
first we see everyone there, and then the Quincy's pull up to
And
Ichigo.
then they
Yeah.
get drained there.
Yeah, and then they start fighting. But
Yeah.
then the Quincy that pulled up he was like a Arrancar. He was an Arrancar because he had the hollow mask.
Yeah.
You guys catch that? So he was like an Arrancar Quincy, which is weird. Did you guys notice that?
Nah,
Nah.
never.
Yeah, he was. He was. Oh wait, I'll show you guys. Um, Quincy that pulled up
See,
to
that looks like Aizen.
Ichigo. Let's see. Where is he? He was the
Are
guy
you
with
talking
the
about the
mask.
creepy guy?
No, the first guy. The first guy that he was like a Ranka, which was weird because he had
The one that
the one who
are you talking
came
about the one that's huh?
the one who pulled up to Ichigo's window, and then they just started fighting. Do you guys not remember that?
Nah.
No.
Okay, let me see if this works. Quincy Arrancar hybrid. This guy. Remember? This is the guy who pulls up. So he is a Quincy Arrancar
Oh
hybrid
yeah.
with the mask. 'Cause
That
that's
was
how
the
you know.
first episode.
Yeah, that was the very first episode. So that's what I mean.
Are you
Yeah,
So
yeah,
fighting
yeah,
in
yeah.
they fighting
like a
like
Mundo?
no, they're fighting in Karakura town.
Oh
They
hey,
are
what the
fighting in
fuck?
Karakura town.
They're just
Yeah.
fighting where Ichigo lives. So this guy
Yeah.
pulls up,
Pulled up to his window. Yeah.
yeah, and then Ichigo handles his ass. But that was like the first episode.
Yeah, you see the Getsuga Tensho in the new animation, and
Yeah,
it's
yeah,
peak.
yeah.
The new animation was beautiful.
It was.
Brilliant.
That's what I mean. That
And then
animation was man beautiful.
you see the Quincy's in Hueco Mundo as well.
Oh yeah, when they invade, when they take over Hueco
Yeah.
Mundo.
And then
Yeah.
killing all the Quincy's, or they're turning them into what they're turning them into? Those random things.
Yeah, what were they turning them into? I thought were they not just executing them, or were they?
Nah, they turned a few, I'm sure.
I can't actually remember. Yeah, but and then there was that that German looking SS that German looking SS Quincy. He low key
Oh
looked like
yeah,
a German, bro, like a German SS soldier.
he looked like a Nazi. Yeah.
Yo, he looked like a straight up Nazi, bro. Nah, he did. I'm pretty sure they're
Nah, he
inspired
did.
by like German Nazi, Nazi Germany, low
I'm
key.
sure, yeah, that was the
They have
inspiration for
to
the
be,
Nazis
bro.
and the Jews. Yeah.
Just their character design look exactly like them.
It's
But they
even the
look
way,
cool.
like, their
They do look cool. Yeah, exactly.
mannerisms when they were marching, and then they, like, they done the salute. That
Yeah.
was all fully. That was
Even,
nuts,
That's fully
yes.
nuts.
even the OST sounded Nazi.
Yeah. And the
Straight
OSTs
up
are
sounded like a
the
Nazi
OSTs are
anthem or
too
some
good.
shit like that. Yeah. Anyways, and we're moving on to what else happens. I think that's when then the start of the invasion, the Quincy invasion. How
Yeah.
they just pull up to Soul Society and just start massacring everyone.
I love that.
Stealing
That
everyone's
was my favorite.
bunkai.
Yeah, that was such a good arc.
Oh yeah, they
And
were stealing the bunkers.
yeah, they're stealing the
Yeah.
bunkers, yo.
Yeah.
Let's just go over what's your favorite part of the arc of that first part. Adam, you go first. What's your favorite part of that arc? Well, first cool.
My first part is probably when, do you know, they pull up to Yamamoto and then he says that I don't need
Yeah,
security because I have
yeah.
security.
I am the security.
That,
That shit was fire.
that was my favorite moment ever. And
Same,
I've
bro.
seen the panel to that as well. That panel is so goated.
Yeah, that was a good scene.
Oh,
But
did you read it?
we all know what happens after that, though.
Yeah,
We all
right.
know.
Sadly.
We don't talk about that.
Yeah.
How about Yuhama being a bitch? How he just like he used his That's why I can't respect. That's why that's why I can't respect Yuha like Aizen, bro. Because Yuha,
Yeah.
remember how he used that bloody clone? He used
Use the
that
number N.
he
The
used
clone
that
guy. Yeah.
android to like basically fight and like tire out Yamamoto, right? And then he comes out of
Yeah.
nowhere, right? He comes at the end after that happens, and then he seals his power. He seals his power, right? Like he doesn't want to smoke or anything like that. He
Nah,
just
so
seals
the
his
thing
power
with
and then he
that,
cuts him in half, bro. That is some pussy shit.
the thing with that is that they have to see what the bunkai can do before they can steal it, so they know what to do with it. So
Is
that's
that?
why he sent the clone out.
They have to observe it.
Oh
Yeah,
yeah, see, okay, no, okay, yeah, that's cool, but I just don't respect that, bro. He doesn't
yeah,
like
Yeah.
but
he just used his clone to do that. He couldn't just do that himself. And then he comes
he
in
wouldn't have
at the
survived
last
that.
second. He comes in at the last second and seals his ass. Like, bro, that's pussy shit. That's why I can't respect him like that. Like, he ain't no Aizen.
Yeah, but he wouldn't have survived that. He didn't like billions of years ago when they first started. Why
True.
would he survive it now?
I mean, fair enough, but like, bro, that you gotta admit that's some pussy shit.
Yeah, it is.
Like, that's like
But
being a.
the clan though.
Anyways, yeah. Carry on. You were saying?
Who me?
Oh, was it me?
I think it was you, Adam. Before I cut you off, I just want to put that
Oh
in.
yes, I was talking about was the Yamamoto's fight.
Yeah, Yamamoto's fight.
Yeah, and then when he obviously uses the Bankai, Zanka no Tash.
Yeah, that
That
was cool,
I
bro.
think that's probably my favorite Bankai. One of
What
my
was
favorites.
what was your favorite ability? So you know how it was like north, west, south, east. He had four. Did he have four abilities?
Oh yeah, he did.
I
So
Yeah.
think it
like
was the
his
one where the skeletons came up.
yeah, that must have been like north. Was that north
Could have been.
when he resurrects all the dead or something
Yeah,
like
yeah,
that?
yeah.
Yeah, yeah. Actually, I think Yamamoto's Bankai is the best. Like in terms of
Yeah.
just power. Like
Right, and plus
he just has so many different uses for it. You know what I mean?
Wasn't it
yeah,
as hot as the sun?
Yeah,
Didn't they say
he's
it's as hot
yo
as the sun or something?
like
yeah.
Yeah.
like we get told that Yamamoto's Zanpakuto is the strongest Zanpakuto there is.
And they say that
Yeah.
he can destroy the Soul Society if he uses it.
Yeah,
And the fact that everyone just knew he pulled out his bunkai that
yeah.
moment.
Yeah, even like in the
Yeah.
first
That's
arc,
all right there.
remember in Soul Society, remember when he releases his Shika,
Oh, when he fights
and then
his yeah, when he fights
everybody's like
Sentry
mounting,
and everything.
everybody's like
Yeah.
getting hot, the whole place is getting hot. That shit was
He
crazy.
fights Shunsui and Ukitake. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. Yeah,
That's
like
cool. I knew they were gonna get smoked too.
he's definitely got the best Bankai of Zanpakuto.
What the bro?
Straight up. But how about the or was that your favorite moment, right? Adam.
Yeah, that was my favorite.
Okay. What about you, Niku?
Nah, the same, bro.
Same, bruh.
Like when the sword touches the ground and it just makes a massive ass crater. Like, bro,
Yeah,
that's
yeah.
crazy.
How he condenses his I think the reason why it's that powerful is because he condenses all his energy into the tip of his blade. That's why
Yeah.
it just evaporates like everything.
He absorbed all the water vapor from like the atmosphere, and that's why like people like they stop breathing, or they like isn't
Oh,
it? It's hard for them to breathe.
yeah, exactly, yeah.
And then he
Well,
just engulfs himself in flames. He
Yeah.
just looks bad, bro. Fuck.
nah, yeah, that was definitely cool. But my favorite moment is the moment when Byakuya, you know,
Yeah,
he gets clapped there by not what's his name?
yeah.
That
The
guy,
creepy guy.
the creepy guy. He gets clapped by him, right? And then he's just dying, bleeding out somewhere. He's like,
Oh,
save us, Ichigo, you know, like save Soul
yeah.
Society. And then
Yeah,
Soul
Ichigo pulls
Society.
up, and then he's just sitting there, and then it's raining, and then he's just like, he just releases some aura, and then he just evaporates the rain around him. Bro, that
yeah.
scene was
Yeah.
peak, bro. That is
From
my
someone
favorite
that
scene.
hated
Yo, from
Ichigo at
someone
the
who
start.
hated Ichigo, and then he's just like asking Ichigo to just come and like help them and save them, bro. That to me, that scene was my favorite scene.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think it
Like
says
even like
protect the Soul Society.
yeah,
Ichigo Kurosaki.
exactly. Even before seeing that in the episode, I've seen that panel everywhere.
Yeah.
Like that is
Yeah,
like a
I saw
top.
that as
That
well.
is a top scene in Bleach, and that
Yeah.
panel is a top panel. I literally seen that everywhere before I've seen the episode.
Yeah,
But
just
I
like
just
as
didn't
a
have
disclaimer
I
as
just
well.
didn't have context before. So like when I saw
Yeah.
that panel for the first time, I didn't even know that was Byakuya saying that. At the time, I just thought, you know,
Yeah.
'cause,
I've been
yeah, that
spoiled on a few things as well
yeah,
for
exactly.
this uh,
I wasn't I
Aizen the
wasn't
Blood War.
I wasn't spoiled on the moment, like to be exact. I was just spoiled on that panel, so I didn't even know what was happening in the panel when I saw it. But yeah, that's definitely
Yeah.
my favorite scene so far in Thousand Year Blood War. If you can't tell, I'm a Byakuya Glazer.
We can
Hey, no.
Oh, okay. Well, anyways, that's the first call done, actually. Anything else you guys want to bring up for this first call?
the first call.
Yeah.
I
We've
was just
already
thinking about the fight with what was it? Unohana and then
Kenpachi.
I forgot
Beautiful
the guy
fight.
Kanpachi. Yeah.
Yeah.
Was that in the first arc or the second arc?
I don't know, bro. Was
Second, I
that actually in
think.
the first call?
No,
You
I'm
sure?
pretty sure it was the second.
Was it?
Let me
Because they
check.
all got smoked by the Quincy's and stole the bunker, and then everyone
Yeah,
went
they
back
did.
to
Kenpachi.
recovery. And then him and
Kenpachi.
Unohana, I think, had a fight in the second season. I could be wrong. I
Kenpachi.
could be wrong.
Uh, what Cour did Kenpachi with Unohana? Uh, what
Oh,
Cour?
another good one was, do you know the Sasakibe? The one who was with Yamamoto, his death. That was a good moment.
Cour 1. Damn, Cour 1 was stacked, bro.
What's that called? One? Holy fuck!
Yo,
I was so
Cour
wrong.
1
Yeah,
was
it was cool one.
stacked.
Yeah.
Now, Cour
Okay.
1
That's why
is
cool one
definitely
has
peak. Yeah, Cour 1
Yeah.
is
cool one
peak.
has to be goated. Yeah.
And then, like, we found out, like, Unohana it was is the first Kenpachi.
Was Kenpachi? Yeah,
It is
yeah,
Kenpachi, basically.
Yeah.
And then Kenpachi is the new Kenpachi.
yeah.
And, like, she. Did she seal his memories or some shit like that, if I remember? Like,
No, she saved him or something.
No, yeah, like, she's basically. Like, she's. Like, I can't remember, like, what exactly happens, but I have. Like, wasn't it, like, some shit like. She, she like seals his memories, and then they have a fight to.
Oh yeah, and then he starts getting the memories
Yeah, then he
back.
starts
Oh,
getting the
that's
Remember?
right.
memories back
Yeah.
while he's fighting her, and then
Yeah.
she's like trying to unlock his full potential. Basically, that's the point of that fight.
Yeah.
And then she
Good
loses, and
fight,
then
though.
he becomes like the Kenpachi or whatever.
Yeah.
Isn't that what that whole scene was about?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, because you get introduced to, wasn't it like 1,000 years ago? So the first, was it the GOAT 13?
Yeah, yeah.
And then she was part of that as
She
well.
was part of
So
that.
you
Oh,
see
yeah.
like how long she's been around.
Mm. Oh, that's another thing too. Her and Unohana, I mean Unohana and Shinji were the first, like they're the oldest in the Espada, in the Espada, in the
Yeah.
Gote.
Other than Yamamoto.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
other than Yamamoto. And I think
And that
in the
was
same in the same arc we get their backstory when they were kids, or when Shinji was a
yeah.
kid. Yeah. Well, anyways, yeah, that was a peak moment as well. Unohana versus Kenpachi. Anything else?
Nope.
That's it. I
Oh,
think
was
for
that?
the arc.
Okay. Moving on. The next arc, Core 2. So, you guys
This is where
wanna?
you meet.
Yep.
Yeah,
Carry on.
so this is where you meet Squad Zero. So what's his name? The
Oh,
guy
yeah.
who.
Yeah, yeah. Oh,
Yeah.
that's when they come in, eh? They come in and take them for the training arc,
Yeah.
basically.
Ichibei.
Ichibei.
Ichibei's his name.
Yeah.
Ichibe,
Yeah.
that's it.
He's one of my favorites as well. I like his character.
He's
What
good.
are your
And
thoughts
then
on
this is,
Uryu swapping over?
What's that?
to be fair, I expected that.
You
Oh,
really?
you mean? Oh, I mean, yeah, because he's a Quincy. Of course, he's gonna
Yeah.
He's a,
jump over or jump ship.
yeah.
Like it makes sense. I mean, he has to. Otherwise, he becomes the target. So he has to play along. Obviously, we know what happens, but
Yeah. And this is where Yuhabaha makes him was it the successor?
yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah, we
He
get
gives
that.
him
Monkey gets jealous.
yeah, he gives him the ability for what's it called? The anesthesis ability.
Mm. And then okay, so Ichigo's identity. We
Oh,
also
that's
get
it. There
the
you go.
review, like
Yeah.
when he gets the blue vein.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Isn't that in Core 1 though? At the end of Core 1. Remember when
Yeah, I
he
think we get
fights?
backstory of his mom.
Nah,
Yeah,
I
Yeah, the
backstory
no
of
no,
backstory
his
but
mom.
was
I'm
good.
One.
no, I'm saying in Core 1 we get Ichigo versus Yuhama. Remember?
Yeah, we
Yuhama
do.
is about to escape, but after he finishes his talk with Aizen, and then
Oh, yeah.
Then Ichigo fights Yuhama, and then
And yeah.
Yuhama stabs his neck, and then um he activates his blue vein. Remember that?
And then he's like, oh.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then so the next season starts off with the Squad Zero coming down, grabbing Ichigo,
Yeah.
Yeah.
and
And they pick him up, train him
yeah.
up.
What else
And then
happened?
we get
The double sword?
yeah, we get Uryu joining the Quincy's.
Yeah,
So that's the second part we get. Then we get the second invasion. So that's when Hashvalt and is it Uryu, they go with some of the Quincy's and then they go back to Soul Society.
What they do?
Yeah, I remember that. It's the second was it
Yeah, there's a second invasion.
Ah,
second
okay.
invasion?
Was that not the same invasion?
Nah.
No, that's the
Ah,
second one. That's when you see Shinji fight in the second one. So Shinji fights in that one. I
no,
think Soifon.
I thought it was the same invasion, but it's just Yuhan left because he was there for too long. Was that not the same invasion?
No. They
What?
Nah, because they
retreat
all
and
went
then they
back to
come
the
back
base.
after. Yeah.
Ah, okay. Yeah, because I know the scene you're talking about. It's like that's when they go back. I know not when they go back, but when they fight Uryu, and then they all shoot
Yeah.
off to then they all shoot off to the Soul King's palace.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I didn't know they retreated and came back a second time. Or maybe I just forgotten.
Yeah.
Oh well, yeah. So the Sternritters, do they make it to the Soul Palace in this arc, or is
Yeah.
it the next arc?
Nah,
Yeah,
it's
so
this one.
it was this arc, so they were like used as bait, and then it's Yuhabaha, Ishida, and Hashvalt. They go to the Soul Palace, so them three, and then they basically they sacrifice the other ones.
Yeah. Oh yeah. That's when they take all the powers off the other.
Yeah. He absorbs the powers back
Yeah.
into himself.
Yeah. Okay. So when does the Remy versus Kenpachi fight happen then? Is this in this
It
arc
happens
or
in
the
this
next
one.
arc?
Yeah,
It happens in this
yeah,
arc?
it happens in this one.
Okay.
Yeah, that's a good fight.
Yeah, that was
Yeah, really good.
probably the best fight in this Cour then, eh?
Remy
the
was
best fight-
underrated, I reckon.
The best fight was the Ichibei versus Yuhabaha fight. That was
Or
the
That's not
they-
fight.
Is that not? I thought that's the next Cour. Is that this
Nah.
Cour?
It's
Nah,
this
next
one.
cause the captains in them go to
Yeah.
wherever they set up their massive castle.
Oh, I see. So this is when Ichibe like quote unquote dies, eh? Like he
Yeah.
gets like cut up and shit.
But
This is where
when
Squad Zero, don't they sacrifice themselves, and then
Ah.
the one of them uses the Bankai.
Okay, yeah. I was thinking that arc was next arc, like when they fight
Nah, it was this
Squad
one.
Zero. Okay.
this is the one with
Nah,
Aizen and the
No,
Haru
then
9
a lot more happens than I
Yeah.
expected then. Because I thought this arc was the sleeper arc. It was that way. Like it just was pretty boring. Up until
up until the fight with
Yeah, up until the
Thing.
end.
Squad
it was
Zero's
quite-
yeah.
I mean, you guys mentioned a good point. Like, you know how the Squad Zeros sacrifice themselves? Bro, that shit
Yeah.
just doesn't make sense, eh?
I thought they were gonna be way stronger, eh?
Yo,
They
they
were
were
weak,
just like trash, bro. You know how they like all
except for
killed.
Ichibei.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. Except for Ichibe, but like, bro, just think about it. They all have to kill themselves and leave one alive, just so
Yeah.
they can release their full potential. Like
All of
that's
that
kind
just for
of
Uryu just
like
smacked them.
that writing is low key
Then
retarded.
even
Like it just
even
doesn't
still,
make
they got
sense.
no,
Yeah, and
they got
like
no dift.
yeah, they did get no depth. Like
Yeah.
apparently it's even worse in the manga. Apparently that's why people didn't like this arc or the ending of it. Apparently
because
they
they had
get
to
no.
extend.
Yeah, apparently they get
Yeah.
no fight. They just lose. Apparently, I don't
Yeah,
know.
I think they got off screen.
They got off screen. Yeah, like they got One Piece.
Yeah,
Like
they got the One Piece.
they
treatment.
got One Piece, bro. Straight up off screen,
Yeah.
like to the max. So
Nah,
like
but the anime saved them.
yeah, the anime did make them relevant somewhat because they all had a fight,
Yeah.
like a short fight, but they all like nerfed and they didn't
Yeah.
have their full potential.
So
Bro,
does
like yeah,
Ichigo fight? Does Ichigo fight Uryu in this arc then?
nah,
In this
it's
Cour,
gotta
or
be the
is
next
that
arc.
the next one?
Oh
gotta
no,
be-
it is the next arc.
It's the next
Yeah,
arc. Yeah.
Yeah, that's the next one.
because at the end they kill the Sulky. Yeah.
Alright, let's go over
Oh,
who's your favorite Zero captain besides Ichibe. Or you can
Ichibe.
include
Oh.
Ichibe. Who's your first and second?
Ichibei's the only one I know. I don't know anyone else.
Bro, when he erased Yuhaba's name,
Yeah, that was
and then it
fire.
went back in time to show that what's his name, Zangetsu?
Yeah.
He couldn't say like Yuhaba. It was
Yeah,
all
yeah.
blacked out. Fuck, that was like.
Oh,
holy
that
shit.
plot twist, eh? Like the plot twist where Ichigo was Zangetsu was Yuha all along.
Yo,
Yeah,
yeah,
that
bro.
was
my
peak.
days.
That was a peak plot twist. But you guys literally
That
dodged
was
the
his,
question. I'm asking you what is your favorite Zero captain? You just brought up something else.
Ichibe.
We said
Now, okay,
Ichibei,
what's your
and that's
first
it.
and second? Yeah, you don't know any others, Adam. What about you, Nuki?
Ichibe and the
You can just
chef lady
describe the guy
when
or
she's
the lady.
skinny.
Yeah, that girl was alright. The
Bro,
lady.
you just like characters with big titties, bro.
Hey, don't judge me.
And she was.
fair enough,
Yeah,
fair
she was.
enough.
She was
Any
good.
other characteristics that you like about her? Oh, those are it.
No, not at all.
Fair enough,
Nah.
fair enough. At least you're honest.
Respect.
For me, I think Ichibe is definitely the best, and I would say the guy with the glasses, basically the guy who makes Zanpakutos, the guy who
Oh
created
yeah, I
it.
remember.
Yeah,
I'm not sure if he created it because like apparently he did create it. Eh? He created
No, he did.
Zanpakutos.
He created every Zanpakuto.
Yeah, he created them. So like, what does that mean? He
Yeah.
created Yamamoto's?
Yeah, he did.
Okay. Why does he look younger than Yamamoto? Is he younger than Yamamoto?
No idea.
So if he created Yamamoto's
to be older.
Bankai, then he has to be older than Yamamoto.
He has to be older.
I mean, he doesn't have to be, because you could say Yamamoto got it at old age. But
Yeah,
like,
true.
it just doesn't make sense. I don't know.
Yeah.
Maybe I'm just stupid. So he created all these Zanpakutos apparently. So yeah,
Yeah.
he's the coolest. He's cool. You know how he has a sword
He is-
sheathed in water because it's too
Yeah.
sharp to be sheathed in the traditional sheath
Yeah.
because it cuts everything.
Yeah.
That's why he has to put it in water or whatever that is. Yeah, he's definitely the coolest
Yeah.
one after Ichiban. Well, anyways,
After Ichibe, yeah.
yeah, we can go over the plot twist because I think this plot twist is the best plot twist in Bleach. The one where Yuha is Zangetsu.
Mm.
And then yeah, because like you brought up the scene where like back in OG Bleach, hey, where
Yeah.
when
Yeah.
there was that scene where Yuha was saying Zangetsu was like, my name is blah blah blah. Back in those
Yeah.
episodes, it was actually blurred out, but it was
Yeah,
like
it
muffled.
was.
It was muffled, and then that came back in this arc. But then we finally realized, or like we were finally told that it was Yuha all along. And the funny thing is, he actually does look like Yuha, which
Yeah.
makes it
He
even
looks like-
crazier. Like it's literally
Yeah.
Yuha. So
Like I
Zangetsu
thought
is
younger
Yuha.
when I thought of that when I saw him, I was like, oh shit, he looks like Zangetsu.
No, actually,
And
I
then
didn't.
next minute-
I didn't make that connection at the time. Like I realized when that episode came out, because that's one thing I was in
Same.
support on, which is peak. Like that's why I think it's
Yeah.
so peak. Like that
Yeah.
that scene was peak because it makes so much sense
Yeah.
and like it's such a good like foreshadowing moment. Like back in I don't know when it was. Like literally like the first arc.
20 years, bro.
It
No,
was the
like
first two. It was in the second or the
arc,
third arc
the
when,
Soul Society arc.
when he was training.
Yeah, he was
And
training
he was
and then
training with.
when he tried
Who
to
was he
find out
training
the
with?
name of the sword, eh? He was training with
Yeah, he was training with
Urahara.
Ulkyu.
No,
Urahara.
it would have been
That's-
Urahara because Urahara took him through the sword
Yeah.
training to find his name, the
Yeah,
name
yeah,
of the
yeah.
sword. Yeah, so it was literally since that episode, this was cooking basically. So that was the setup for this scene in Thousand Year Blood Bowl, which is peak. It's low key some like this is some like Madara like levels of like foreshadowing and hype.
Yeah.
You know how like Madara was mentioned way back ages ago,
Yeah, he's,
like in like
yeah.
I don't know, like the second arc.
Yeah, you see his statue on.
Yeah, you
is it
see
in
the
Final Valley?
statue. Yeah, it was like it's that level of plot twist and foreshadowing. So like
Yeah.
it's definitely the best, in my opinion, the best plot twist in Bleach.
I wouldn't say is like I'd still like in terms of enjoyment, the Aizen one was better, but this
Nah.
one
Yeah.
is up there.
Okay, for me, the enjoyment wise and plot twist wise and impact wise, this one is the best, in my opinion. The Aizen one was alright. Like it was pretty cool.
Like they could have just made that up on the spot. Like
Yeah, exactly. So
they
like
put
yeah,
his
that's
name like
that's the
20 something
difference.
years
So I
ago.
feel like the Aizen plot twist was just like, it could have gone either way. He could have just died and whatever. Like it was just like out of the blue, kind of.
Yeah.
Whereas this one was like, it was subtle, and it was just like low key. Like at the
Yeah.
I think
at
in
the
terms
time,
of writing, yeah,
in terms
in
of
terms of
writing, this is
writing,
better. Like
this one is better. Yeah,
so
this
much
one's
better.
better.
Yeah.
But the
Yeah.
In
fact
terms
that
of
I like Aizen as a character more than Yuhabaha,
Yeah,
that's why I enjoyed that one.
I get that.
Yeah.
I get that. Fair enough. So yeah, I think that was the very end of this episode, eh? Like that episode where it was like the sword.
Yeah, that was the final.
That was
Yeah.
the final episode of Cour 2. Peak plot twist. Anyways, anything that you guys want to bring up before we go to the final call?
No, I think
Nah?
we can go.
Okay. So the final call, this is when what happens in the final call? Aizen gets released there.
So he kills the Soul King.
He
No, he
kills
kills
the
the
Soul
Soul King first.
Oh,
Yeah.
I see, yeah, he kills the Soul King. How about
But
the
then the
Soul
Soul
King,
King is
bro?
dead.
The Soul King is
Soul King isn't dead.
so
I think.
trash, eh? What do you guys reckon?
Yo.
It's just a dude, like a dude without limbs and a bloody crystal ball, crystal
Yeah.
prison, bro. He just sits there and
The
like what?
idea.
The idea is
Yeah.
even the idea is mid. Like
Now
the
the
idea
idea
of
is alright, but the character is like, other than the fact that he was Yuhabaha's dad, like there's nothing else to
there's
him.
nothing else to
So
him, eh? Yeah.
yeah,
Nah, it's just like, bro, he's just sitting there, and his presence alone is like what causes the words to be held apart. I mean, to hold. Like it's just
yeah,
the Soul King's presence alone. It's just like, I guess the
yeah.
concept is cool, but I think the
And then you
application of it
also
is just trash, bro. It could have been
yeah, this is
it could have been just a dude who's sitting on the throne and telling people what to do, like like a typical king or something like
Yeah.
that.
yeah,
I don't know. It just seemed lame where it's just this limbless body.
yeah.
So
Wasn't this also the arc where, do you remember Ukitake, the white-haired captain?
yeah.
Yeah.
Where
The thing he sacrificed,
he
he
sacrifices
uses that
himself.
ability. Yeah,
They try for the
Oh,
hand, eh?
yeah. So yeah,
yeah, the right
there's a
hand.
reason, yeah, because we find out that he's sick, right? From
Yeah.
ages ago, right?
Yeah,
But we
Yeah.
didn't know like what he was sick with. So like he apparently
yeah.
he was sick with this like uncurable virus, and they use like the Soul King's right hand or left hand, one of I don't know which hand.
It's the
So
right, the right arm.
the right arm, yeah. So they went through this ritual and they basically uh put it in his body, or like
Yeah,
gave him they gave him the Soul King's right arm, which kept him
yeah.
like
So he
alive,
would
basically.
know.
So he
Yeah,
was part of the Soul King. He has part of the Soul King in him,
basically.
which is
Yeah,
the reason why he was able to keep the Soul King. I don't know,
alive.
alive. I don't know if it's
I
the
think. Yeah, he
right
kept him
word.
alive
He
temporarily.
he
Yeah,
temporarily kept him alive, basically. What do you guys think
yeah.
about that? I thought it was alright. Like
I thought it was a good setup.
it was a good setup, but
I think. Yeah, but to be fair,
I
I
thought it
don't
was a
like
bit random that it was the
Ukitake as.
Soul King, though. Don't you reckon? It was a bit
Yeah,
random. It's like, okay, I killed off the Soul King, and now I need him to come back. It's like, okay, Ukitake had his right arm in him the whole time. That's how it felt.
now
Like
Ukitake
it just
is
didn't
ano-
it just didn't feel natural, or like,
yeah, for me he's a nothing character, so like
yeah.
it was alright, but it like there was no emotional impact. There wasn't like that for me,
Yeah.
so
Yeah.
I just took it as it was and just moved on.
I think they
Fair
just
enough.
needed to give a nobody a chance in the spotlight while everyone's fighting.
Mm.
Yeah,
Basically, what I'm saying is the setup justified. Like, do you guys think that
now the
it
setup
was a
was
good?
it was a good setup. Yeah,
Okay, fair enough. To me, I just didn't feel like I didn't feel anything. It was just like
Neither.
it
okay.
was a basic.
It was just okay.
It was
Moving
basic,
on.
but it
Yeah.
was alright.
Okay.
Yeah,
Fair enough.
Yeah.
So the right hand is like there's special qualities there, or like so the right hand is like creates life or some shit, and then the left hand destroys it.
yeah.
Is am I getting that right? There's something special about like special about the arms or the hands.
You could be right. I'm not too sure.
Nah, it was something like that.
Yeah.
Alright, let me just Google it real quick. Left arm, left hand versus right hand of the Soul King. So left hand represents
Didn't
progress and
Ichigo?
advancement,
Yeah,
while the right hand symbolizes stillness and stagnation. I see, yeah. So left hand, so the left hand grants him power to accelerate his own and others' evolution. Also, the left hand is like evolution based, and the right hand,
yeah,
I think the right hand is the one that was an Ukitake.
Yeah.
The right hand
yeah.
Preventing change.
governs the concept of stillness and stagnation. It can maintain the state of something, preventing change or development. Ah, I see. Ah, no, so he didn't bring back alive the Soul King, he kept them alive. So the
Yeah.
Soul King wasn't dead at that point, and the Ukitake used the right hand, which is it maintained the state of the soaking. So the soaking was still alive. He just kept them alive longer, basically.
Yeah.
Didn't
So yeah. So that
wasn't his
basically
hair black as a kid? The
what's that?
Ukitake?
Say that
And
again.
then it changed. Wasn't Ukitake's hair black as a kid, and then it changed when he got blessed?
Ah, yeah. It was.
Yeah.
It was. You're right. Anyways, yep, that happened.
Well, anyways,
Anything else in the arc that you guys want to bring up? Okay, what's your favorite moment in this arc then? This cool. Luca, you go first.
sorry, is this third or
This is
second?
the third cool.
When what's his name? Shinzui? That's the guy with the hat.
Oh, when he fights the black dude,
Yeah, the sniper guy.
the sniper guy. Oh, yo, how about that? The
Yeah.
sniper guy, he's cool, eh? Like he's such a cool
Yeah.
dude. He's a beast, bro. Yo.
No,
That
yeah,
fight,
probably my
that was your favorite moment in this arc?
yeah, because his bunker is just crazy.
Yo. What about you, Adam?
I'd have to agree with Nuku.
Oh,
Probably Shunsui's Bankai. That was
Huh?
like that
because
was a
that's your
peak
favorite
moment.
character, bro. That's why.
And when he pulled it
You're
out, bro.
Shinzui Glazer. Makes
Yeah,
sense.
yeah. That's why that moment. Oh, it was brilliant.
Fair enough. I think my favorite
Also,
moment.
in second place. Oh, you go, and then
My
it might be
favorite
mine.
my favorite one is I think it has to be Ichigo confronting Uryu and that fight.
Mm.
That was.
To me,
I forgot about the.
that
Oh,
was my
actually,
favorite part because like he's just like he's just like, are you really like planning to kill everyone? Like, is that your real goal? And then Uryu just like snipes his ass. But they have
wait,
like
Aizen's thing is in this Cour.
yeah, he's
Yeah, I
he's
was
in
gonna
like the
say
very
that.
moment.
That's that.
yeah. I think that's
Yeah.
my second favorite when
That's my
Aizen just
first.
pulls
No,
up
I
and
think
like uses his presence to kill all the all those monster thingies.
and the
Bro, that
Aizen
aura
moment's
right
great,
there.
and also when they reveal that Grimjow's still alive, that moment as
Oh
well.
yeah.
Oh yeah. Why you
And
saying
when
that's your
what's your
favorite
name
moment
now?
or like top two?
No, it's top 3.
Top
The
three.
Grimjow one.
For me, my order would be Uryu confronting Ichigo and their fight. That's my top.
That's alright.
I think Aizen would be my second. The Aizen scene.
Yep.
And the third will probably be. Honestly, there
The
isn't a
bunker.
third. Nah, I don't. I think that was kind of mid. I'm not mid. It
I
was
You
want.
good.
never liked
It
the
was
bunker.
good. Nah, Shinzui, bro, it just ended like the ending was
I like the
rubbish, bro.
dialogue. Do you know like how he speaks, Shunsui? I
Mm.
love like the way he speaks. So
But
when
Shinzui
he
was
was
getting
talking about
clapped, bro. He got clapped by that guy. Remember?
Yeah, but it was cool
no,
though.
Like he
but he's
he
still
didn't even win. Like Shinzui had to get help from the little girl, or from his lieutenant.
it's true, but it
So
was
he
still a
didn't do
great
anything
moment.
really. Yeah, I mean it was a cool bunker, but it didn't do anything at the end of the day.
Mm. No, yeah, my top three would probably be Aizen with Hado 90, Shinsui's Bankai, and did you guys see Kira pull up?
Who?
Kira, the guy. Oh, he's always with who's the bald guy? Ikaku?
Oh
Oh
yeah,
no, it's not even.
What?
Oh well, Kira's
Yumichika.
blonde.
Yumichika.
Who?
Oh, I don't know.
Who you guys talking
It's
about?
Yumichika.
No,
Do
no,
you know
but
the guy who chills with Ikaku? Do you know the bald one?
yeah, I know the
No,
boat guy.
wrong person.
Now, are you saying the one who basically hangs around with him?
Yeah, no, wrong person. You're talking
Oh,
about the gay guy, eh?
the
No.
gay guy.
Oh, well, this guy Kira, he has like
Wait, spell it
Kira.
Kira. Like Kira, like as in
Kira.
Kira Light Yagami.
Yeah.
Kira. Oh, this
Him.
guy. Oh, yeah, the
Bro,
scene
when he
where
pulls back up with a hole in his
yeah,
stomach.
with his
Oh,
hole in
that
his
was
stomach.
aura.
Oh yeah,
Right there, bro.
that
Fuck,
was
that was
aura.
bad.
That was aura.
Because I thought
Who
he
did he
died
do?
and then he just pulled
Who
back
did
up.
he do that on? Do you remember?
He just did it to random shit.
I remember the scene, but I just don't remember who he did it on. That was a cool scene. I see, Kira.
Yeah,
Oh, this guy, yeah, that was cool.
Oh,
like
I
it
forgot
wasn't.
about this.
It
This guy
wasn't
was
cool as
this
like
this
it
guy
wasn't
was
powerful.
Gein's this guy was Gein's lieutenant.
That's right.
Yeah,
Yeah,
He was
he
close
was.
with
he
that
was
girl.
Gein's. Yeah.
Now, do you remember the 69 guy? The guy who had the
Oh,
69
Yep,
yeah,
the
yeah,
one that
yeah,
looked
yeah,
like
yeah.
Ichigo.
He, yeah,
No.
he had a
Kensei.
good fight. I remember.
Oh
He had
yeah,
a great.
with the Espada where he could like slowly become like stronger by chipping off his mask.
Yeah,
You know, he
yeah,
breaks
yeah.
off his mask like, oh, I'm now lieutenant level. Then
Do
he
you know why
takes
he
off.
has the 69 tattoo?
Yeah. Oh yeah, because of Kensei.
No
Kensei.
Because
idea.
Kensei was his
Yeah.
idol back in the past arc.
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
When
you
Kensei
know
was
that was a good point, bro. You know how you brought up that fight? That is the most underrated fight in Bleach. Bleach.
That's one of the best fights
Yeah.
in
Yeah, that
Bleach.
is definitely one of the best fights in Bleach. Like it just in general.
Yeah.
It was what's his name again? Shuhei. Eh? That's the
Shuhei.
name of the gay of the gay
Isagi.
of the guy you're talking about. Shuhei.
Yo.
What's his other name? I think Shuhei has
Isagi.
yeah, Hisagi.
Shuhei. Isagi.
Hisagi,
Yeah.
bro. Yo, that guy's fight with the other Arrancar, that shit was peak.
That was
Anyways,
peak.
yeah, that's it, eh? We've
Do
covered basically the whole arc now, eh, of Thousand Year Blood War.
you want to give any predictions if you haven't been spoiled, or you want to do
Ah,
something like that?
I kinda have been spawned. I
I've,
kind of
I think
know
I've been spoiled.
somewhat what happens.
Yeah.
So I know like they lose. I mean, Yuhan lose, obviously. I mean, that's kind of obvious.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that
like
could be
that's just like
expected.
that's expected. That's
I know that
nah.
Aizen's
We
gonna do
weren't talking about
something.
any predictions because it's not gonna be legit or legitimate because
Yeah.
we would already be influenced by spoilers or whatnot. Let's just talk
Yeah.
about what you think so far of the arc. You think it's as good as um say the walk in Naruto? Is it
No.
as good as the
Hasn't
walk in Naruto?
Nah.
Nah,
We
bro.
can disregard the okay. What's a good comparison to cut off in Naruto? I think we can disregard um
Ten tells Obito up till there.
nah that's because I feel like this part here is the final battle, right? Is it? Is it the final battle or is there
Yeah.
more battles to come in this
I'm not
next
sure.
arc? Okay.
We'll just leave it for this. Yeah.
No, let's just say yeah, when Obito becomes no, when Madara becomes the Tensei Jinchuriki.
Oh,
So
okay.
is it as good as
Yeah.
Naruto's fourth grade ninja war from the start to the point of Madara becomes Jinchuriki?
Shall I go first?
Yeah, you go first. Is it as good as the fourth
Nah.
grade ninja war?
Short answer, no. Long
Yeah.
answer, I'd say the start. Do you know when you have the random people fighting? So like, what was that fight? Do you know what's his name? The samurai guy when he fights
Ah,
Hanzo.
yeah.
Yeah, that fight wasn't that good. But then you
I
got
actually
like
thought that fight
obviously
was
Naruto.
good though. I actually like that fight. I know the
It
one you're
was
talking
alright.
about. Hanzo Salamanda
Yeah,
versus
it was
the
alright.
samurai guy. Yeah.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Mifune, that was his name.
Yeah, Mifune.
Yeah.
Yeah, I agree with you.
I
So
think
like,
that.
I don't know the point you're
Yeah.
trying to get across. So like, the first part of the fourth
Yeah.
grade ninja war wasn't that great, right? Is that what you're trying to say?
Yeah. Basically, yeah. The
It
first
wasn't
part
that great.
was
Yeah, it was
alright.
pretty alright, like
Yeah,
just
but
alright.
then when remember the reanimated Kages when they
Yeah.
came back, and then
Then it
obviously you
started
got
picking up, eh?
everything after that.
Yeah,
Everything
yeah.
after that was just peak after
Was just
peak.
peak.
So
Yeah.
yeah,
Okay. What about you, Nuki? Is it as
Nah, probably the same
good
as it,
as
bro.
what's that?
Like, I reckon Naruto is better than this. Like, for the
The
parts that we're
war.
talking about.
Yeah, the war. Yeah,
Yeah,
I
but
think so. I
starting
think
where, huh?
yeah. Okay, sorry. You go.
Yeah, starting where the Hokages come back, like the previous ones.
Hmm. Fair enough. Yeah, I agree as well. I think Naruto's peaks in the war is like the greatest peaks of all time. Like the
Yeah.
peaks in Naruto are just peak, bro. Now I'll put that like in the best of anything, like anything
Or
and
when
everything. Like this, we're gonna
ACMQ
cover
trans
Naruto. We're gonna bring
or
more people on for that. But yeah, like
Sweet.
it
ACMQ.
clears. Like the fourth grade ninja clears. Although this is just between me and you, Adam. Is Thousand Year Blood War
Yep.
better than Marineford?
Nah, never.
Oh,
Never.
nah,
No,
fuck no.
have you seen Marineford? Look,
Yeah,
hey, have you?
I
Wait,
don't watch it, but I've watched heaps of it.
okay. So Adam, what do you reckon? Is it better than Marineford?
Nah, Marineford, the peaks in Marineford, you can't, like, Bleach can't surpass that, in my opinion.
Yeah.
Okay.
Like I hurt heaps of people, like emotional wise.
Mm.
This doesn't do shit.
Yeah,
Yeah.
the Thousand Year Blood was pretty disappointing.
Yeah.
It's not that good.
I'd say animation obviously surpasses it, but
Oh, not without
everything
a
Yeah.
else,
doubt.
no.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, I have a hot take. My hot take is I think the Arrancar invasion arc, the Karakura one, is better than
Yeah.
Marineford. It's better than Marineford to me. Like the
That's,
the invasion arc, basically when Ichigo comes
oh yeah,
in
when
and the
Aizen pulls up,
Yamamoto.
yeah.
To me,
Yeah.
that is more peak. Or that to me is better than Marineford. Fight me.
Mm.
What do you think? Is that a hot take?
I think it might
I
be a
reckon
hot
it's
take.
equal.
It's a hot take.
They are quite equal. I'd say that.
Okay, but which one are you edging out? Which one is better? I think the Arrancar invasion is better.
I'd say probably I'd edge out Marineford just because I like
Marineford?
Whitebeard.
Fair
Why
enough.
do you
Yeah.
say Arrancar is better? Right.
Bro, to me, it's just there's more peaks in Arrancar. To me, that I don't know, like yeah, it's just there's better peaks. Like I would say the Aizen, every single time Aizen's on screen is just peak, bro. And then
Yeah,
there
he's
was
True.
like all the moments with Ichigo when he's like when he's fighting Aizen at the end.
yeah.
And then there's
Yeah.
this like I don't know, it's just to me it's just better. So the peak on Marineford to me will probably be
Thanks.
Shanks. To me that's the peak. And that's like literally the end of the arc where I feel like
No,
the
but
Yeah.
you also
Arrancar
get
invasion is like all throughout. Like there's parts of the arc where it's just like peak after
yeah.
peak after peak.
Now for me in
It's
terms
it's
of
just more
story,
consistent peak for the Arrancar
yeah,
invasion.
I'd say in terms of action, I'd give it to Bleach. So it had the better action. But
Yeah.
I think in terms of like the storytelling and all that, I'd have to give
Nah,
it to
even
Marineford.
in
Like
terms of storytelling, bro, trust me. Because like the past arc, I would actually put the past arc in as well. Because that's part of the. It happens in between the arc, doesn't it? Like the past
no, but
arc
you
is
wouldn't.
inserted in
Yeah,
between
but
it. It's
it's
literally
an
the
own arc
Arrancar.
though.
It is its own arc, but you would count it story wise in it as well, wouldn't you? Because like it,
Yeah,
it
but then
it
you can.
it sets up like how Aizen planned it all along and the visors, and then you know how they all
But then for
became visors
Marineford,
basically.
you can count. Yeah, you can count Impel Down. That could be
Nah,
like
that you
an
can't
arc.
count that. That's literally a different arc.
And
Because this
because
arc,
Yeah,
that's
but
now this past arc is literally in the middle of the Arrancar invasion.
it's in the
So
middle.
from the time
It's
it
in the middle, but
starts, yeah, it's literally in the
yeah,
middle of
it's
the
its
arc.
own arc though. No, but it's its own arc. If you can, like,
I don't
you can
even think
literally
it's
see
its
the
own arc to be honest. Like it shouldn't be its own arc. But like I'm saying story wise, it's part of the Arrancar invasion. Like it's literally in the arc. So you have to count it.
No, I wouldn't count it as part
Okay.
of the
Fair
Arrancar.
enough. Fair enough. Oh, well, that's my hot take. Karakura Town, fake Karakura Town invasion arc is better than Marineford. You guys got any hot takes? We're really relating to Bleach. Like, is Bleach
not
mid?
really.
like Bleach is mid or
Hot
I
takes
don't know.
related to Bleach.
Yeah,
I'll
hot
say
takes.
one right here.
What?
I think base Sharingan Genjutsu is better than Kyoka Suigetsu. I'll say that right here.
Honestly, I agree with that. Like that is
Yeah.
a really hot take. That's a good one. That's a good one. Cause like, bro, like characters in Bleach
What is
have never. They don't have counters to Genjutsu. So in that world,
No.
it's a big thing. But in Naruto's world, like everyone knows how to like break out of it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like I feel like Sharingan is stronger than Kyoka Suigetsu. Like I agree with that. But that is a really hot take. It's just because in the
Yep.
verse of Bleach, they don't know how to counter it. Everyone is like,
Yeah.
you know, they're oblivious to Genjutsu basically.
And another, I don't think this is a hot take, but I think Bleach has the best OSTs in like the big three.
Yeah, I agree with that. No, I agree with that actually. Like,
Yeah.
Oh,
I feel like Bleach has
how about
has like bangers,
yeah?
but I think in terms of like overall, I think Naruto is the best.
Yeah.
Like
I have a question.
for emotional scenes, for hype scenes, you know, for like character OSTs in particular. Like you know,
Yeah.
Orochimaru's OSTs back in the OG, it really suited his character.
Oh, yeah.
Like that's I think Naruto's one's better overall, but I think Bleach has better bangers. Like that's my
Mm.
take on it. But I agree with you, like pretty much.
Bleach only has that
Yeah,
one banger though.
Hey, nah, there's
The
heaps.
Espada
Tr-
one.
Nah, treachery, the one Adam brought up, the Espada
Oh
one.
yeah.
Yep.
yeah.
There's also
The
the
Sternritter one.
other
The Sternritter
Sternritter.
one. That one. Yeah.
Nah,
The
there's
one that the one that they played for, do you know Unohana versus Kenpachi? That was a good one.
I forgot.
No,
Nah,
no,
I just remember rocking with Bleach OSTs when I was watching. I was like, damn,
Yeah.
this shit hit, bro. Especially the Arrancar one, the Mexican, the Mexican one,
Spanish.
or Spanish. Yeah.
Spanish. Yeah.
What about you, Nikki? You got
Now, I
any
have a
hot
question.
takes?
I got
Oh,
no
that's
hot takes, bro.
you got no hot takes with Bleach. You can say
No,
whatever
not
you want,
really.
bro. We can say whatever you want, and we'll agree or not.
Okay.
What?
Rangiku or Orihime? What?
Clearly,
know?
you don't geeky, bro. Fuck Orihime.
Now,
At least
Yoruichi.
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 Oh, that's
Yep.
my hot
Oh.
take, bro. You know, this is my hot take, bro. Yoruichi's mid, bro.
What?
Oh,
Honestly,
shall I
bro.
give you another hot take?
I'm
She is.
leaving.
She is
What
Another
the
mid.
hot take.
fuck?
What?
Bleach female characters, they have the worst writing.
Yeah, true.
Yo, you know how like, bro? Let's just shred that straight up. Do you guys think that Bleach female characters are the best in the big three? Apparently, that's a thing. Apparently,
Never.
people say that Bleach female characters are better. I just call that
They
cap.
Tsunade
have
all
the best
day, brother.
design.
Bro, there's
They have the
no
best
way
design.
people think that, or like some people think that. It just doesn't make any sense, bro. Who
People are
are they referring
stupid.
to? Who are they referring to? Orihime?
Bro,
She does fuck all. Like
yeah.
who? I think they're
Oh,
basing that on character looks. Like
Yeah.
there's
they
no
are.
If we're
way
going
they
character
think that in
looks,
terms of writing, the female characters of Bleach are the best in the
Yeah,
big three.
yeah.
That's just cat, bro.
they're
I think
cheaping.
okay, let's be fair. Let's say Yoruichi, is she top tier? Even I think she's mid. Like she's not even
She's mid.
top tier.
Yeah, in terms of fighting,
In
she's not
terms of
tier.
writing and everything, she's mid, bro. She does
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
two things. She helps train
I think
Ichigo, and she comes at the end.
Unohana is probably the best written female character. I'd say that.
Yeah, but even
Who?
then, it's like she's mid, bro.
Who's the
Unohana.
best written?
She does basically nothing
Oh,
until
yeah.
the end,
Yeah.
until she dies, like against Kenpachi.
Yeah, but
Yeah,
we
it
need
was the end
most
that
of
done
this
it for me.
Kenpachi, though.
Yeah, that was a cool part, but like she doesn't do it that much. So like
Who?
compare it to like Tsunade, who's been in the
Yeah.
show for like literally the whole anime, and
Yeah,
she's been
but
a
could
pivotal
Naruto save
character.
though?
No, we're talking about character writing in depth. Like we get
Yeah,
like
I know, but Tsunade isn't
no, she's
all
just
there.
such a layered character, and that's just one. So like there's also Lady
You got
Chiyo.
Conan,
Yeah, Conan.
Conan,
Conan was a beast.
Kushina,
Kushina,
Kushina.
like
Yeah,
Kushina,
Conan was cool.
yo, like even though she wasn't as like prevalent. She wasn't in it a lot. Just her scenes
Yeah.
alone, though, and it really hit when it mattered. Like her send off, her fight against Obito.
Yeah.
You know, obviously she wasn't in the show as often, but like her moment was so good. It was just peak.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then say we can cross like over to One Piece. Like One Piece females are pretty depth. I'm not gonna lie. It will.
Yeah.
I wouldn't be mad if someone said One Piece females are better than Naruto females. Like that to me is a valid take. Like you can argue either way.
You reckon?
Yeah.
Yeah, no,
They
like
have
One Piece females are actually good. Straight up. Like there are some in One Piece that are really peak.
Yeah, Robin has a good backstory.
Robin.
Her backstory is good.
Even though they really don't do anything anymore, when they were doing things, they were good. Like they were peak.
Nami's
Nami,
backstory was good. Like,
yeah, like
she
exactly.
was the
Like the
thief.
depth of One Piece
Yeah.
females are actually good. I'll put it up there.
Yeah.
So like
Big Mom, she has a decent
Bleach
backstory as well.
female characters is literally the worst in the big three.
Yeah.
Like that's the real
Fact.
like
Yeah.
like these Bleach fans when they say Bleach fans like Bleach has the best female cast, like bruh, they're literally just basing that shit off
Oh,
personal
the
appearance,
line
like
the
like
tweet.
titties and shit. Like that's literally why they think females of Bleach are the best.
Yeah.
I reckon they're the best. No.
Nah, like they are so ass, bro. They are ass. Like, what's another character besides Yoroichi?
Oh,
That
Unohana, and that's it.
yeah, exactly. Like,
Yeah.
there's only two characters with depth, like who have backstories and
Soifan.
shit. Soifan,
Sorry for
bro, she was mid, bro.
So rocket launcher. Yeah, you got
Yo,
that.
that's what I mean. Like Bleach female characters are the worst in the big three. That was a good
Yeah.
hot take. Like that was a good. I wouldn't even say that's a hot take. That's a cold take.
It's not a hot.
That shit
It's
is
a hot
cold,
take.
bro. That shit is cold.
In the anime, no, in the anime community, it's a hot take, but for us, it's not.
Yeah, it's definitely not a hot take. But that was a good
Yeah.
point. What about you, Nikki? You got one? You got another one before we end?
I got nothing, bro.
Got nothing?
No.
Okay.
Oh, what do you think about Rukia's new form?
Ah. Actually, that's
the
another
Bankai.
character. Nah, that's another character we forgot to mention when we were
Yeah, we forgot
roasting
about
the
Rukia.
female cast. What do you think about Rukia though?
She's
I think she was mid, bro, for most of the show. Like she
Yeah.
was just terrible. I'll put her on the same level as Renji as in disappointing and dog shit. Nah, yo, like she just did nothing, man.
no, I agree. Her Bankai was good though.
Nah,
That
yeah,
was cool.
coming back to your question, like it was
Alright.
good. She was cool, yeah. How she
Beat
beat
her brother's better though.
way better, man. It's not even a debate. It's not even no question about it. But like
Zero.
her Bankai is actually pretty strong, eh? Like overpowered, I would say.
Oh yeah.
I mean, her Bankai is low-key better than Byakuya's. Because Byakuya's one is like what? It's just
But he
like
he
petals.
overuses the Bankai.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Like his Bankai is not that good. He's just a cool guy. He's just cool. The way he uses it.
Yeah, the way
I
he
like
uses it.
The way he uses it, cool, but like realistically,
What's it? Senbon
like
Sakura.
yeah, that's cool and all, but like I feel like Rukia's Bankai is better.
Yeah.
Like it's just like it's just cooler. It looks stronger. She just freezes everything.
Yeah.
But
It's
anyways.
similar to Toshiro's.
Yeah, it's way better than Toshiro's. Oh, that's another thing, bro. I forgot to bring up. Toshiro as a captain, bro. He is so ass.
He just crashes out the whole time. That's
No,
his
yeah,
character.
he's supposed to be like a prodigy, but every time
Yeah.
he's fighting, he's losing. Every time.
He gets hot-headed, and then he just he
Yo.
gets dogged.
Oh, actually, that's another thing here that we're yet to see because I'm spoiled on his final form. That happens in the next arc, right?
You
That's
see that in
happening.
the trailer.
Yeah, it's
I
in the
think I saw
trailer,
that. in the trailer.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, sure. So we're gonna see that next time. people gassing
Yeah.
that up like crazy. So I'm expecting
Yeah,
it to be good, eh? I'm expecting it to be good
hopefully.
because it's been gassed up like crazy. That's another
Hope so.
panel I keep seeing. You know how I told you guys about the Save Soul Society Ichigo?
Yeah.
That panel and Toshiro's panel. Those are the two panels
The
I
only
see like being gassed like crazy.
thing, my only spoiler panel that I've been spoiled on now that I haven't seen is Aizen's one. That's the only one.
Oh yeah, I know the one you're talking about.
Yeah. I don't know anything else though,
Mm,
other than that. Like in terms of panels.
fair enough. Well, we have been live for about almost 3 hours. I didn't expect us to go longer than One
Yo.
Piece. Bro, this is longer than our One Piece video. And it was like
And we started
not
talking
as
about
much
other
arcs. True, yeah. We started
yeah.
talking about Naruto and One Piece in this. That's
But
almost
is the
3 hours,
tail
bro.
good
That's
though?
crazy. What's
I
that?
think there's a bit too much in peak. There's a bit too much in peak from what I can
Yo,
see.
bro, I think we're gonna have to split up the Naruto video in like part one and part two.
I think we have to
Because bro, it's
do
gonna
like
be way
OG.
longer than this.
Now you have to do
Because
OG
I mean, like,
ship.
whereas compared to One Piece and Bleach, I feel like we know way more.
Yeah.
Because like with One Piece and Bleach, we're kind of casual. Like we watch it, but we're not paying attention that much. You know what I mean? Whereas Naruto, I think
Naruto,
I've watched it twice, so like, I'm pretty
we're
knowledgeable
diehard.
with
Yeah.
yeah. You're about the
I've
same, eh,
watched it multiple times. Yeah.
Nuku.
Watch what?
Multiple times.
You know like Naruto the best, right? Like, in terms of like
All day.
all day. Okay.
I know that
We're
inside
gonna
out.
invite more people on for this Naruto one, but I think we should split it in OG and Shippuden. Or should we just do it in one go?
Nah,
What do you
I
reckon
think
we
we
do?
have to split it up.
We have to
I think it'll
split
be
it, eh?
too long. Yeah, you could do OG first, then do Shippuden. You have to split Shippuden as well,
Nah, we
because
can do
that's long.
Shippuden in one go. Nah, we can do that. We can't split that
Maybe
as well. We can
yeah.
do like a three-part series. So part one Naruto, um,
Part two,
part two,
and then
and
Boruto.
then
Oh, you
Boruto.
can do Boruto. Yeah,
We'll make a Boruto
but we're
one
only
an interesting one because like there's a lot of Boruto haters, and
gonna do the manga though.
So,
The manga can.
so we're bringing some Naruto fans like Nuku, and we can like fight them basically.
Yeah.
That'll be an idea for another
to
day.
be honest,
What?
I haven't even watched the first Naruto,
What?
like the OG
You haven't
Naruto.
watched the OG?
You haven't watched the OG?
Yeah.
What?
That's crazy, bro. That's even worse than
That's
you
mad.
skipping
Fullbringer.
Fullbring. You skipped the whole part? That's crazy, bro.
Wow, I
Skip the
started
whole.
watching Shippuden when I was like,
So you're a fake
Skip the
Naruto
whole
okay,
fan.
backstory,
back in the
This
day. Back
this
in the
guy
day,
is
I
a
used to be
fake
into anime.
Naruto fan, bro. That's
bro. Skip
crazy.
the whole
Yeah,
backstory.
fuck Naruto. Goku all day.
Oh
Bro,
my.
this guy is the most fakest Naruto fan I've ever seen, bro. I've never heard
Hey, but
anyone say I've
I
never
know a lot
heard
about
anyone skip
Naruto though.
I never heard anyone say I've skipped the whole of part one Naruto and watch Shippuden. That's crazy
Hey,
to
my
me.
That's
sister
mad.
watched it without me. I
That's
joined late.
mad. Fair enough, but like, bro, just go back and watch OG Naruto, man. It's peak.
I've got a job nowadays. I can't just watch that stuff.
So what? Have you seen Bleach in its entirety, except Fullbring?
Except Fullbringer, yeah.
Damn, you watched
But this
Bleach
is going
before
back years
Naruto.
and years.
That's crazy.
Now you have to watch Naruto.
You have to watch Naruto, bro.
Have to. I'd
On
say
that,
some parts of OG are better than Shippuden, but we'll do that after.
yeah. That's a conversation for another
Yeah,
day.
Yeah.
go.
Anyways, I think we've yapped on for long enough. We'll just do some
Yep.
outros real quick. So Nuki,
Yep.
what are you up to? What's your plans? And why
What's my
have you not
plans?
watched part one Naruto?
Um,
What are you
just
doing in
couldn't
your
get
free
the
time?
time to.
What are you
What
doing
I
in your
do in
free
my
time?
free time?
Yeah.
I play the game with all my bros. We play roleplay GTA 5M if you've heard of it.
Yep.
And basically I just run an org in there, so I don't have much free time on my hands, juggling that and work at the same time.
Fair enough. You wanna
So
plug? You wanna throw in a plug? Like what you do. I mean, like your social, you know,
Nah, it's all
or
fine.
anything like that. Fair enough. You go, Adam. So, why is Naruto the best in the big three? What do you do in your free time?
Why is Naruto the best in the big three?
Yeah.
Because Kishimoto's the GOAT. I'll say that first. What I do in my free time, I think about Naruto in my free time. That's all I do. And what I'm gonna do to prepare for the Naruto podcast is probably watch Naruto for the 40th time.
Fair enough. Valid. You got any plugs? You want to just self promo basically?
Um,
I'm giving you opportunity.
Shout out to the Naruto franchise. I'll say that.
So this guy is 100% Naruto Glazer, even worse than me.
Every arc's gonna be in peak. Nothing's gonna go below that.
Nah, hey, you know what? That's that's straight up, bro. Like that's a hot, not even a hot take, bro. Every arc in Naruto is peak. That's not a hot take.
Yeah.
And with that, we're ending this video. See you later, fellas.
Take care.
Take care. Later.
Sure.
Sure.